you can ask directly or you can post the queries in the chat box. I will moderate those in the resources. Okay, so make use of the opportunity. Happy learning. Once the resource person and the vice chancellor join the session, we can straight away start the session. Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning, sir. Welcome, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, good morning, sir. So once sir join the class, we can say the start the session. Sir, you please join the session. So once sir join the class, we can say start the session. Sir, good morning. Sir, you please once sir join the class, we can say start the session. Sir, you please join the session. Sir, you please once sir join the class, we can say start the
morning, sir. வணக்கம், வணக்கம்.
Sorry, I'm driving, sir. I have to go to my grandmother in Pakistan.
Okay.
Good morning, it's back home. But we can good morning.
சரிங்க bro. இல்லைன்னா கொஞ்ச நேரம் ஆகுது கூட நாங்க ஆரம்பிச்சது தப்புவோம்.
Yeah, yeah, sure. It might take ஒரு side
ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. நாங்க இல்லாதவங்க ஆரம்பிக்கிறோம். நீங்க அப்புறமா ஜாயின் பண்ணிக்கீங்க அப்படியே.
Sure. Okay, so okay, sir. Shall we proceed, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. So, good morning to all the participants. And Periyar, we wholeheartedly welcome you for this one-day professional development workshop for social science stream research scholars of both UC department and affiliated colleges in Periyar University on the dynamic practical approach in social science without research. This is a workshop conceived and initiated and supported by our honorable vice chancellor, sir, just to create the capacity of research scholars. So we had in two phases. In the first phase, we had sessions for the science stream research supervisors and science stream research scholars. And the second phase, we are having for the social science stream research scholars and supervisors. Yesterday we had a good session. The same resource person, Professor Dr. Sanjeev sir, and also Professor L. Ganesh sir. So both have given a lot of input to the research supervisors for all the research insight to all the research concepts, methodology, content, review of literature, and publishing in good scopus journals, and clearing a lot of doubts and the practicalities. What are the difficulties faced by the research supervisor? What are the things are doing in the research field? So much of things have been touched yesterday, and really all the supervisors have enlightened with the input given by both the resource persons. So we had a very good day yesterday, and in continuation that our honorable vice chancellor directed that the research scholars should also have some input. So at one side, the research supervisors they have complete idea how to go with the research process. The other end, both the parties should do. They have to work together. So in that sense, the research scholars also should be given the input. So that's why we have this session exclusively for the research scholars and for the social science team research scholars. Yeah. So today also we are going to have these two different sessions from two different expertise. I mean experts in the field. They have a lot of inputs to share with you, and I request all the participants to have a better learning platform today. So with this, now we are going to start the formal inauguration and of this particular thing. So to propose a welcome address, I wholeheartedly extend a sincere thanks and a hearty welcome to our honorable vice chancellor, sir, who had conceived this idea and who made this possible. And he had given the opportunity for all of us to have some input from different personalities and individuals. So on behalf of all the participants,
Periyar University as a governor nominee. And it is pride for Periyar University because he has a rich experience in management science, and moreover, he is a very good teacher, and he has been here for some of the times, all previously also. And I think his rich experience is very much useful in the syndicate. And also, I told some of my faculty that you should make use of him very much for the management and also the commerce department for his knowledge to develop the subject in the Periyar University. Therefore, immensely I am happy such a great personality has been nominated by the Chancellor as a syndicate member of Periyar University. And today, the purpose of this workshop is to make awareness among the research scholars of the social sciences what is the quality of research, how to publish the paper in quality journal, and what is the use of the quality research, and what are the difficulties that the university is facing with the students who are coming for submit the PhD thesis, and what are the guidelines which are available by the journals or the websites, and also that UGC has insisted to publish quality research, and the university also has a research policy, and the university also emphasizes the research quality. After the 6 months to 1 year, you try to collect the data, add some analysis, either statistical method or the mathematical modeling, and try to get the information, try to get the results, and submit the results to the journals, which is more relevant to you, either in the Scopus or in the social science tech journals, and publish it. a good journal, one paper, and also the same book you can publish in another paper also. It is not very difficult. Once if you able to publish two papers in a good journals, then automatically your degree is assured. You need not worry about your degree. You need not worry about university. You need not worry about your guide, and you can able to get the degree very easily. See, these are all the important things that for research scholar, you should take initiative for your research. Your guide cannot give. He can give guidance, and not necessarily that you can get all the guidance from your guide. You can get the guidance from the friends also. You can get the guidance from the seniors. You can get the guidance from abroad professors also. It is not that much difficulty nowadays. Everything is available in the website, and you can directly contact some of the foreign professors also. Sir, I have this is the problem. Please, can you help this? Then immediately they will help also. But you should that you should think that only help. They cannot give all the help to you. They will help here and there. Therefore, in the way you can have the good research, and after that good research, you can publish good papers, and this will give edge over the other students in the job seeking places. நல்ல பேப்பர் பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணியிருந்தீங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பா உங்களுக்கு நல்ல இடத்துல வேலை கிடைக்கும். நீங்க நல்ல பேப்பர் பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணலீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு நல்ல இடத்துல வேலை கிடைக்காது. வேற யாராவது வந்துதான் வேலை வாங்கிட்டு போவாங்க. அதனால நாங்க இன்சிஸ்ட் பண்றோம், பெரியார் யூனிவர்சிட்டியில நல்ல ஜேர்னல்ல பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணுங்க, நல்லா ரிசர்ச் பண்ணுங்க, ரிசர்ச் பண்ணி அந்த ரிசல்ட்ஸை நல்ல ஜேர்னல்ல பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணுங்க. இதுக்காக we are conducting many workshops. Not only this is the first time that we are conducting for the workshop. We have already conducted the workshop for the research scholars, social sciences, research scholar sciences, and also we have conducted the grievance meeting for many times for the research scholar. I advise the research scholar to have a association also, so that you can come and give your grievances also. And the university also initiated a lot of the grievances meeting. Suppose if you are finding difficulty with your guide, and we are having the grievances meeting, in the grievances also we are helping you to complete the PhD. Therefore, you have now ample opportunity to get your grievances solved in the universities. Only things that unfortunately many times you are coming to the university and saying, sir, that we have published the paper and please allow me to submit the thesis. Unfortunately, your journal is in the cloning list. That we cannot take into account, because the University Grants Commission insisted that you should have the publications either UGC care list or the Scopus. The UGC care list, often they are removing journals. Therefore, we are insisting, if you have the good Scopus paper, automatically that will not be removed. Therefore, you are very safe. Therefore, you in the last minute during the submission, you become very panic because of this. We also understand this is the difficulty that you are facing. Unfortunately, many times we are not able to help you. ஏன் எங்களால ஹெல்ப் பண்ண முடியலன்னா, யூஜிசி இன்சிஸ்ட் பண்றான், நாளைக்கு நீங்க இது இல்லாத போயிடுச்சுன்னா இந்த டிகிரிக்கு நாங்க சர்டிபிகேட் கொடுக்க முடியாது. சர்டிபிகேட் கொடுக்கலனா இந்த டிகிரிக்கு வேல்யூ இல்லாத போயிடும். வேல்யூ இல்லைன்னா நீங்க வேலைக்கு போக முடியாது. Now you can see there is a lot of UGC regulation. Now you are getting the certificate from university. இந்த மாதிரி டாக்டரல் கமிட்டி, ஃபாரின் எக்ஸாம் எல்லாம் வச்சு இந்த ரெகுலேஷன் பிரகாரம் தான் பண்ணியிருக்காருன்னு இப்போ யூனிவர்சிட்டியில சர்டிபிகேட் கேட்கறாங்க. அதே மாதிரி நீங்க முடிச்சுட்டு வரக்குள்ளேயும் சர்டிபிகேட் கொடுக்க வேண்டியிருக்கும். யூனிவர்சிட்டி இதெல்லாம் ஃபுல்ஃபில் பண்ணியிருந்தாதான் சர்டிபிகேட் கொடுக்க முடியும். இதெல்லாம் ஃபுல்ஃபில் பண்ண முடியலன்னா எங்களால சர்டிபிகேட் கொடுக்க முடியாது. அந்த டைம்ல நீங்க யூனிவர்சிட்டியில நின்றுட்டு நாங்க என்ன சார் எனக்கு தெரியாது அது இதுன்னு சொல்லிக்கிட்டு நீங்க ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுறத நாங்க விரும்பல. அதுக்காக தான் முன்கூட்டியே உங்களுக்கு எல்லாத்துக்கும் நாங்க அட்வைஸ் பண்றது, நல்ல ஜேர்னல்ல பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணி தீசிஸ் சப்மிட் பண்ணி டிகிரி வாங்கிட்டீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு ஒரு குறையும் இருக்காது. அதுக்காக தான் that we are conducting this workshop exclusively for social science. We have problem with this the science students. We addressed for separately the science. It's little easy for science students. Many of the students, 90% of the science students used to publish the paper. They never have any problem to also. But most of the problem comes from the art student only. That's why I'm saying that you should take care, and you have an expert opinion from your guide or friends or some other people also before going for submit the thesis. And also, I request all of you, first you see within 6 months what are the journal which are relevant to you, and you take some of the papers and study that. You duplicate like that of things also. Therefore, that is also one of the interesting thing. You can do the good research, and you study the journal papers often. That is more important for any research. Therefore, I advise you all of you follow strictly the rules, and you should be familiarized with the what are the journals, what are the papers published in that, and how these journals are very useful. And you tell your guide also, these are all the journal which is available. We have to publish the papers in these journals. Therefore, you try to do that, and all the facility which is available in the Periyar University, or otherwise also you can get it outside also, or you can get in the website also. You can get a lot of free software is available, and for this awareness only, that we are conducting the workshop for the research scholars and associate scientists. Today the speaker is Professor LS Ganesh from IIT Madras, and he had a very good rich experience in research, and he has a wide knowledge in other places also. And that's why this expert we invited for this program. Another expert is Professor Selvam. He has been in this research and the quality platforms for many years, and also he is invited. Therefore, we have a very good resource person. Therefore, I request all the research scholars to use resource persons. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words and motivation. It's very nice. Definitely, we will take the message from you and we'll do the best. So, with this, now we are moving to the session. Professor, you have joined your comfortable, Professor Ganesh, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I take some time to introduce you, sir. With this, now we are moving to the session. Sir, shall we go for the session first? Why, sir? Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So once again, going to all the participants. Now we are going to have the first session, and I take the privilege to introduce our resource host of the first session, Professor L.S. Ganesh, sir. He's being always called as LSG, and he is recently retired as a professor of Department of Management Studies of the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. He has over 3 decades of academic experience involved in leadership, research, and utilization services. And his academic interests span the areas of system thinking and application, system modeling and analysis, data testing analysis, technology management, project management, social entrepreneurship. It goes, the list goes endless. And he has served as a visiting professor at the University of Passau in Germany, and also at the Indian Institute of Management Bangalore and Kozhikode, and Indian School of Business at Hyderabad, and National Institute of Technology at Trichy, and other national level and sub-regional institutions. As far as his research concerned, his research papers continue to be published in the most reputed academic journals and are cited often, earning him significant acclaim globally and nationally. He is highly respected and rated by the peers as one of the top researchers in India in the field of management. He is widely admired by his students, peers, audiences as one of the most inspiring teachers and orators whose clarity of thought and communication are exemplary and whose insights and messages are transformational. International organizations such as the World Bank and the UNDP and national level institutions and organizations such as the MHRD, AICTE, NBA, ISRO, CAI, FICCI, and MMA have utilized his expertise and services in some of their projects, programs, and events. right? And he had held a lot of academic and administrative positions too. And he had made a lot of significant contribution to the growth and development of IIT Madras and the management department, other things and all. And he's a professor. LSE has earned many awards, honors, and much professional recognitions, including Distinguished Alumnus Award, IIT Madras Alumni Association Award, Distinguished Fellow, Award of the Project Management Institute, Distinguished Professor, Award by the Computer Society of India, Visiting Professor, Mentor in Residence at the Indian Institute of Management at Bangalore, and he had got the status of Professor of Eminence at the Anna University, Chennai. Now, he is a member of the Board of Governors of the Indian Institute of Management, IM Trichy, a member of the Board Governors of Indian Institute of Technology, Palakkad, a nominee of the President of India to the Faculty Selection Committee of the National Institute of Technology, NITs, located in different states and union territories of India, and the Chairperson, Board of Governors, Government Engineering College, Kozhikode. And as our Honorable Vice Chancellor said, introduce about our resource person, and he had been taken the office of the syndicate member of our Periyar University from yesterday. So it is a great blessings of for all of us to have such academic expert to be as a governing board of university. So once again, we extend a warm welcome and thanks to our resource person, sir. Now with this brief introduction, now we are handing over the session to our resource person. Professor, please, sir. So once again, we extend a warm welcome and thanks to our resource person, sir. Now with this brief introduction, now we are handing over the session to our
Let me thank Periyar University, the Vice Chancellor, and Dr. Bharati for having arranged this session and for having invited me to interact with you. I believe we had a constructive interaction yesterday with many of the faculty colleagues in Periyar University and serving in affiliated colleges. There are several issues we have to consider when we wish to discuss social science research issues. Again, I would like to ask Professor Bharati, is it okay if I mix Tamil and English and speak, or
sir, please, sir, at your convenience, sir. It was a more effective
I
and
don't know
everything.
whether all the research scholars today would be comfortable with Tamil.
Yes, sir, they're very much comfortable. No
I
problem,
do
sir.
not wish to. I should be useful to them. That's the thing.
Please, sir,
Yeah.
please, at your convenience. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
In case there are research scholars who do not know Tamil
Yes, sir, they're very much
in
comfortable. Please, sir,
Periyar
please, at your
University or
convenience.
in the affiliated colleges, please send me a chat message. I'll keep it on so that
Please, sir, please, at your convenience. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I will then know, and even if I speak in Tamil, for your benefit, I will also do a real-time translation immediately. So, சமூக இயல் ஆராய்ச்சி, social science research, சயின்ஸ்னா விஞ்ஞானம் சொல்லுவாங்க, சமூக விஞ்ஞானம் ஆராய்ச்சி சில என்ன சொல்றது, யூனிக் தனிப்பட்ட முறையில சில விஷயங்கள் நம்ம தெரிஞ்சு. முதல் விஷயம் என்னன்னாக்கா, கான்டெக்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ரிசர்ச். ரிசர்ச் பண்ணக்கூடிய அந்த ஸ்பெசிபிக் சூழ்நிலை, சிச்சுவேஷன், கான்டெக்ஸ்ட், இது ஏன் நமக்கு முக்கியமானதுன்னு நம்ம we look at science as the mathematical sciences, physical sciences, chemical sciences, biological sciences, இந்த மாதிரி இதெல்லாம் நம்ம ரிசர்ச் பண்ணும்போது the world is about the same, especially when it comes to mathematics, physics and chemistry. நம்ம ரிசர்ச்னால வரக்கூடிய ஃபைண்டிங்ஸ், டிஸ்கவரி, இது வந்து காமனா இருக்கும் வேர்ல்டு ஃபுல்லா. எங்க போனாலும் the law of gravity will work, quantum mechanics will work, electrical and electromagnetic laws will work, Maxwell's laws will work, Newton's laws will work in physics. அதே மாதிரி கெமிஸ்ட்ரியில all the laws of chemistry will work the same way. It's the natural world. பயாலஜின்னு வரும்போது கொஞ்சம் கான்டெக்ஸ்ட் ஏரியா. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம ஃபோக்கஸ் சோஷியல் சயின்ஸ். நான் உங்களுக்கு அந்த வித்தியாசப்படுத்தி சொல்லணுங்கிறதுக்காக இதை நான் பகிர்ந்து. biology in வரும்போது, oh, there is one lady who has said it would be good if you use English. Good. So I will, for the sake of the ladies, I will speak in a mix of Tamil and English. And in case there is a problem, I will translate in English for you, definitely. I mean, even if it's a single person, we have to value your presence here. So I will respect and value your presence. Thank you for pointing this out. So, in the case of physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics, the results are quite okay. Are you having problems with my audio?
Sir, no problem. No problem. Absolutely, it's quite good. Sir. No problem.
There is somebody who has said that the audio is very low. So I don't know whether it's a problem at the other end.
Yes, sir, that will be in the other end.
These are the challenges of online interaction. So we
It's
are
happening.
dependent on technology, and sometimes we could have these issues at either end or both ends.
True, sir. It's quite good, sir.
Yeah. So as I was telling you, in the natural science, there is no problem with the results because they will generally apply everywhere in the world. But when you come to biological research, which is part of natural science, there are some interesting things. Yeah, okay, I got. There's another research scholar who is requested for English. I will do that. So now I will put it this way: in case any of the research scholars who are less comfortable with English, please do send me a message on the chat. Then, for your sake, I will shift over to Tamil to help you in whatever way I can. So I will switch to English now, since there are a couple of friends who are comfortable with English, not so comfortable, may not be comfortable with Tamil. So we'll do that. I hope you got this point. The moment you talk of maths, physics, and chemistry, the results are common. They'll work anywhere you go in our planet. But the moment you come to biosciences, yes, the results could be common, but there's something called unique ecosystems in every place. For example, the ecosystem of the Western Ghats is not the same as the Himalayan ecosystem. Is not the same as the ecosystem of a Thar desert. Please understand this. Similarly, the coastal ecosystems of India are very different from the ecosystems of the hinterland inside. So naturally, the type of plants you will have and the type of animals and other species that we will have are going to be different. So the way we study what we study is going to be different. I hope you understand this. I'll just give a simple example. If you consider Murungaka, now you may not find it to be very common as you go further north. Similarly, if you take apples, they're more common in the north and less common in the south. I know apples are grown in Ooty and Kodaikanal also, but they're less common. I'm just giving you examples. So there are certain things which are very unique to a place. So when you do research in biosciences, you have to recognize. Now when you come to social sciences, it's a totally different ballgame. Why is this so? Because there are several dimensions we have to consider when we engage in social sciences, which is what all of you are in. All of you are into social sciences. Now, naturally, there are some challenges. Now, what are these challenges? The first big challenge is the variety that you will face in the context of social science. The variety is very large. And point number two, the variety is not only large, it is also dynamic. By dynamic, I mean it changes with time. Now, when you look at biological sciences, while the dynamism is there, the changes, the dynamic changes in ecosystems are slow cycle changes. They take place over several decades or centuries. You may not find massive changes happening across a shorter period of time, or even a decade. It may be rare. Whereas in social sciences, please understand, depending on what subject you are examining, the change could even be at the extreme over a minute. Please understand me. For example, if in the world of commerce, management, and economics, somebody wants to study the behavior of stock markets and the sociology of investors, you might find changes happening very rapidly. It's very strange, but this is something that you can verify. So naturally, the variety and the dynamism becoming very large or of a very great magnitude, we face some unique issues and challenges intellectually when we are trying to do research in the social science. I hope this point is clear to everyone. Okay. Therefore, the context becomes important for all of us. What is the context in which you are doing research in social science? For example, if somebody wants to do work on anthropology and wants to study some tribals in, let's say, Tamil Nadu, the context is very specific. You may not find those tribals elsewhere. So naturally, the context is going to have a huge impact on the kind of research you're doing. Not only this, I was following the inputs from the Honorable Vice Chancellor, and that was very interesting because he was emphasizing the need to have good publications and complying with the UGC norms and guidelines and the instructions. While I would agree with him, it's very important. In social science research, I have faced a particular challenge. I want to share with you what happened with my own PhD thesis many years ago. I worked on my doctoral program between 1980 and 1984. And my work concerned discovering the stochastic processes that were generating student enrollments in Tamil Nadu schools, retentions and dropouts. So I wanted to find out what are the time series driving these enrollments, retentions and dropouts at various stages and various classes in Tamil Nadu schools, district-wise and the sex-wise, male or female. Of course, there were some other variables, they were minor variables. Now, this thesis, after I had finished, was sent to a foreign examiner. I just want you to understand this. It was sent to a foreign examiner. And that foreign examiner, after about 3 months, returned it back, saying that, look, I am okay with the methods. They seem sophisticated enough and good for a doctoral thesis. But I'm not sure I understand the context of the research because it deals with Tamil Nadu schools. And I'm not really knowledgeable about what's happening there. So I may be the best person to evaluate. Came back to IIM Madras, and then they sent it to another foreign examiner. Same thing happened with that examiner also. So I might very proudly say my thesis might have been the first thesis to have been evaluated completely within India. So the two examiners were Indian examiners. And I'm very, very happy that both of them were highly accomplished researchers in the field of educational planning and policy. So context becomes important. I hope you got it. And it's quite likely that many of you may be working on context-specific doctoral theses. Now, you must be careful regarding your publications because even later in life, even as late as 3 days ago, I had a rejection of a paper from a journal on the same grounds, where the editor sent me a very kind letter saying, look, your work may be good, obviously. Okay, he might have felt so, or he might not have felt so. He might have been trying to be polite. But he said that, look, the context of the work is very specific and it may not suit our journal. Of course, I did caution the research scholars who had sent it earlier in August, saying that, look, this journal, it may not work out, but this young man wanted to take a shot. And I said, okay, let's try. And of course, as expected, it came back. So it was just yesterday in my meeting with the research scholar, I told them, look, it's very important to position our work. Now, why is this important? Because it is directly connected with the idea of quality in research. So the moment you bring in context, the quality, the corresponding quality becomes very, very important. Now, what do I mean by quality in research? Now, this is an important question. And incidentally, I would like research scholars to pose any questions or comments that they may have on the chat while I'm speaking. That's perfectly all right. We need not wait till the end because I have a class at around 12 o'clock. So I may have to leave by around 11:30. So please feel free to pose your questions or your comments or observations even while I'm speaking. Just post them in chat. In case you have any difficulty posting them in chat, you can switch on your mic and comment. So that's all right. But try to prefer the chat so that we are unobtrusive. So there is a suggestion, use appropriate citation. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. But I hope all of you have understood this first point of the context. So if you are doing context specific research, your publications in international journals will become that much more difficult because the editors could say, I'm not saying they will say, they could say, look, it's very context specific, may not be of interest to a wider audience, so why don't you try a suitable journal? They might come back with that kind of a comment. So be aware of that possibility. But here it comes to the question of quality in research. This also relates to another question. Why is it that journals published in India are not generally considered as among the best journals that we would wish to publish in? This is an important question. Let me also assure you that we should all be aware that there are a handful of journals published from India which are rated very highly in the world. Many research scholars across the world, faculty members, rate a few of the journals from India as very, very good. So we must not forget that, but that's only a handful. Majority of the journals are not rated very high. And therefore, we end up trying to avoid publishing in those journals. So I would plead the case that it is important for our research community in India to build up the quality of journals to such a high level that we would like to have people from other countries seeking to publish, I mean, people even from the developed countries seeking to publish in our journals. I think that's the kind of perspective with which we should get into this whole world of publishing. But that apart, where does quality lie? Okay. So the first point is, if you look at your doctoral thesis, let me focus on your doctoral thesis because the audience consists of primarily research scholars, and this talk is aimed at research scholars. So, if you consider your thesis will typically have a certain number of chapters. And what is important for you is to note that in a PhD thesis, at least if I am an examiner, and I can speak for a few of my colleagues who have also examined doctoral theses, we all believe that there should be three original chapters in your thesis. Now, what do I mean by three original chapters? There have to be three chapters marking your contributions of research-based knowledge discovery. Please note that research results in discovery. Development in the context of academic or research-based development results in not necessarily in findings, but in products or specific services. Okay. So that is the subtle difference between research and development when we use the word R&D, research and development. So research results in discovery. You discover new knowledge. Of course, there's another type of research which is confirmatory, which also is treated the same as discovery, where you perform the research that somebody else has done and confirm the validity of that research. That is also possible. Okay. But in general, you have to engage in that kind of research only when there are some significant doubts about the validity of the earlier research. So you really want to dive in and find out if the earlier research is really valid and under what conditions. And you may end up discovering that that research is valid under specific conditions and may not be valid under some other conditions. So don't forget this point. Your PhD thesis, the first step in quality, must have at least three original chapters which narrate, which give a detailed account of your discovery. Now, how do you lay the foundation for three original chapters? That is where you come to the introduction of your thesis for quality control. By the way, this is the first step. Now there are more steps in the quality of your thesis. How do you build a foundation for three original chapters? This is where you start with the first chapter, which is almost always the introductory chapter in your thesis. Okay, the first chapter is the introductory chapter. There's a nice question. When you say R&D professor, it requires a long time and involve all the four P's. How a researcher could include it in the research part. Can you please expand on the four P's? I'm not sure whether we have a common understanding of the four P's. Can you please?
Sir,
Yeah, yeah.
good morning, sir. This is
Good morning.
Najibin from
Yeah,
Department of Economics.
yeah,
Sir, four P's are product, price, promotion, place.
yeah. You're
So,
talking of the marketing four P's.
marketing four
Okay.
P's because we have to conclude the cost and how it will be like how it will be taken by the audience and the consumer actually. So development part includes all those things actually. So once you say research and development, it includes many other things. As I told, like four P's could be an example. So there are many other things: cost effectiveness and reaching to the consumer, and all those things are there actually. Development quality. So how we can include it in the research part because it could be evolved over a period of time, right?
I
Like
understand.
for example, if I am producing a organic fertilizer is having a lot of like cost in the market. The price is very high.
Okay. Okay.
So once me and my professor was discussing, so I
Yeah.
said the chemical fertilizer is going high, consumption is going high. So
Okay.
organic.
Nijabin, you have to be very brief.
Yes, sir.
I
So
listen to you, but you have to be very brief. Okay.
so this is the example I'm putting across so that I can understand my question. So
No, I
here is
understood your question. I
yes, sir.
definitely understood your question.
So
Go
that
ahead.
is the yes, sir. So this is the thing. So if the organic fertilizer is used in a more more quantity, then the price will automatically come down. So you
Okay.
need not to think about the price part as a researcher, right? So
Okay.
this is the thing actually. Like we might not know the other dynamics of the market unless you
Yeah.
go for a development part actually.
Okay.
So yes, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
fine. I've understood what you're saying.
Yes.
Incidentally, Major Bean, it's now seven P's and not four P's. Just dive into that. But I wish to inform you and other researchers that please understand your thesis is characterized by depth of knowledge and less on breadth of knowledge. I hope you understand that. the depth of knowledge in academic research is far higher than the breadth of knowledge. And there are people who do the bridging to take care of the breadth of knowledge. So this is an important point. So when you talk of R&D, R&D is a term commonly used, but I was trying to distinguish between the R and the D. That's what I was trying to change. So when you talk of research, and especially academic research, in contrast, I mean, when you want to contrast with sponsored research, there are differences. And that was the point I was telling you. In academic research, discovery becomes the core outcome. Whereas in sponsored research, you do a project basis, you do a research project. Now, what is the fundamental difference? The fundamental difference is in academic research, when you commence your research, I mean, I'm including me and all others, we do not know what is going to result after our research. We are researching, we are searching, we are trying to find out, we are trying to discover. So, a priori, we will not know what is going to happen. In contrast, in sponsored research, which are projects, okay, you know what is going to result and you're working towards it. This is a very big fundamental difference. And then you come to development after that. I hope this point is clear. So even within the word R, there are two types. Academic intellectual research and sponsored research, which is intellectual definitely, but it is far more focused because the result is known a priori and is the basis for submitting the project proposal. I hope you're very clear, Major.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Companies and all the what they do, the researchers, right?
Not only companies, your own university. Just look at many professors who will be engaging in sponsored research. They will be getting funded research from ICSSR, sometimes DST, isn't it? Department of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology. So many agencies are there to support sponsored research.
Okay,
So
sir.
your
Thank
own
you.
professors in Periyar University, many of them will be doing sponsored research.
Okay, sir. Okay,
But
sir.
I hope you got the difference. In sponsored
Yes,
research, I know
yes,
the
sir.
end.
Yes,
In
sir. Yes.
academic research, I don't know the end. I'm going to say.
Okay, okay, sir.
That is what I'm saying. So I think
Thank
the
you,
question
sir.
is valid. I hope I've answered.
Thank
That
you,
you
sir.
will not be able to involve all the four P's in an ordinary talking session because
Thank you,
depth
sir.
will be very high. I can give you a very good example which may be of value to others also. One of my young friends has done some research and recently published in a very good journal on service failures in B2B markets, business to business markets. How does service failure happen and how does the company recover from a failure in a B2B system? Now that's very specific. Okay? Now if you're wanting to combine the four P's, you might not be able to do all that in a single piece. That's very specific. No, that's very important. Now I'll move on. The first chapter is the introductory chapter, which you use to lay the foundation for the rest of the piece. What do we do? What do you mean by foundation? In your introduction, you have to state why you are engaging in that thesis. Please note this one. Your first chapter should justify why you are engaging in that thesis. Is this clear? Bharati, something happened.
No, sir, go through, sir. No problem. No, sir.
I think somebody has logged in.
They have made the presentation. No problem, sir. No, sir, go through, sir. No problem.
Thank you for the support. So the first chapter, you should defend, you should justify why your thesis is important. Now, what is the frame for justification? The frame is very simple. I'm giving you a fairly good. You use the pestle analysis. You try to justify the worth of your thesis from the political perspective, from the economic perspective, from the social perspective, from the technological perspective, from the ecological, environmental, and the legal perspective. Now, all of them may not apply to to be valuable to readers and users of these projects. Then, after defending it, you say what are the general objectives of your these projects. Please note what I am sharing. What are the general overall objectives? Very importantly, three. I said first thing is defend the value of your thesis. Number two, state the general objectives of the thesis. Number three, defend why you need a dive into the literature. This is very, very important. You must defend why you want to dive into the literature, why an overall view or a cursory review of the literature is insufficient and why you need a much deeper understanding of the literature. That is number three. Then you say what will follow in the latest chapters of the literature. Typically, this is the structure of the first. And if you do this effectively, that's the next step to quality in PhD. There are many other things. I'm just telling you step by step. Then comes the second chapter. Now, what is typically the second chapter? Typically, the second chapter is your literature. Please note, you would have already argued why you need the literature review. It's very important because you have to defend why you have to study the literature. From your first chapter, you have to read it logically. And then you dive into the literature. Luckily for many of you, you have very good technology resources, hardware and software, to help you zero in on papers and other literature that will be of value for your work. It's quite different from the days when I had done my research. I don't want to get into those days. So now the modern context, the contemporary context, you have a lot of technology resources, hardware and software, to help you zero in on your work and the support of literature. And of course, you have keywords and you have various knives to cut the whole set into a tangible set of resources for you, etc. So then you get into the literature, and this is very important. The next step to quality beyond the literature is how you construct the literature. Please note, your literature review ideally should be presented like a story. In Tamil, they say, just don't say, this person said this, that person said that, etc. That is totally insufficient. It is very mediocre work if you do that. You have to go into the research literature, say what has been stated, who was or were the pioneers, what did they start with, what did later researchers discover, how did they add to the body of knowledge, what were the unanswered questions, all these things come to research, and how did the field start evolving from different perspectives. This is what goes into the literature. And when you do that, definitely you can be sure that your literature review will be of a very high quality. So please don't forget your literature review will be in the form of a story where you will talk of the history of the literature, but very concisely. You're not going to bring in every paper. Obviously, you and your guides and your fellow research scholars should sit down and discuss as to what will be the key papers and why they are important. So you must be very clear in your mind, and you must also argue in the literature review why those papers are important. Why they are important. Not only that, sometimes it will be good if you can name something and argue why you're not considering it. That will be very interesting. Not that all papers are going to be not valuable. That's not the case. And not that you will count every valuable paper into your literature. That cannot happen. So you have to also explain why some papers are not included in respective topics. Is this clear? And then from the literature review, because you will be discovering unanswered questions in the research literature, that will be the basis for your research gaps. Okay? The research gaps will confirm form the unanswered questions in the literature. And remember, there are many styles of literature. Bibliometric, systematic literature, which includes many types of historical literature review and so on. There are many types of literature review which you can read about. In fact, there are very good papers that have come in the last 2-3 years on how to conduct literature. Some of you are interested. I can share some of those papers. Maybe I'll share them with Professor Bharati, and he can share them with whoever is interested. How to conduct a good literature review. That will be very useful. My favorite method in literature review over the last few years has been morphological analysis. I'm not going to talk about morphological analysis, but I found that to be very powerful in capturing the literature and mapping it into a single tabular frame. And I found it very effective. And fortunately, I've been able to publish some good papers in very good journals for morphological analysis. Now comes the question. Once you've identified those unanswered questions and the gaps, then come to research objectives which are derived from the unanswered questions. So please note, a single unanswered question may lead to one or more PhD thesis objectives. I repeat, a single unanswered question may lead to one or more thesis objectives. And which is what you have to express cogently, compellingly. Please note, your expression of research objectives has to be very effective. That means somebody who reads must say, wow, very well stated research objective, very focused, very sharp and precise. It's not vague and fuzzy. Very often I've come across theses where the research, I get the feeling the research quality is clear. But Benjamin asked a question, are you talking about the thesis or paper? I'm talking about the thesis. A paper will reflect a lot of the thesis, which I will share with you. A paper will reflect a lot of the structure of the thesis. In a paper also you'll have the introductory section, and then the literature review, and then you concentrate on the methods, and then the core findings. So you follow the same kind of structure. Fine. I'm talking of the thesis which you're working on. Now, when you get the research questions and gaps and then derive or infer the research objectives from them and state them cogently in a convincing manner, then even in the second chapter, point out what possible methodologies you will consider to fulfill each objective. Objective 1, which set of methodology are you going to consider? Objective 2, which set of methodologies are you going to consider? Maybe 1 or 2 or 3. And then you come to the methodology chapter. Typically, third chapter is methodology. Typically, it depends on the content of your thesis. But sometimes people have 2 chapters giving an introduction, depending on the content. 2 chapters of introduction, and then we go on. By the way, Bharati sir, am I focusing on what I'm supposed to talk, or am I going somewhere else?
No, sir. We are on the pipeline. Exactly, we are on the line.
Please tell me, sometimes I shouldn't be caught in my own thoughts. That will be wrong. I'll be doing this service.
We are on the pipeline. No, it's the practical approach to the social science research. So, goes in the pipeline. Yes.
Am I okay?
Yeah, very much.
Thank you for the
practical research to the social science.
Then,
Goes in the pipeline.
so you will then connect each objective with a set of methodologies, maybe 1, 2 objectives. In chapter 3, which will be your methodology chapter, you argue why you have chosen a specific method. This is another step to quality. I hope you've got how to slowly start building the quality of your thesis. Remember, a thesis consists of very cogent argument. Argument is not a negative word, please understand. Argument is a very positive word when used in that sense. It's a logically correct word. So you have to present arguments and justification for everything that you do, not only in your thesis, but also in your paper. And Yes, cogent. What do you mean by cogent? You have to be concise and convincing and compelling. Compelling and convincing are about distinct. So that is what you have to attempt to do in your third chapter. You describe the methodologies and then tell the audience, read your thesis as to what follows in chapter 4, 5, and 6, your three original chapters. Which objective is being considered, which set of objectives are being considered in chapter 4, and which methodology you will use, which you have justified, and then proceed to chapter 4, 5, and 6, which are your core chapters. I hope this is clear. They are your work. 4, 5, and 6 are your work. Yes, some of you will publish your literature review in some journal, which is all right. But what has interestingly happened is, at least in my experience, I found when I was using morphological methods, it was not only capturing the literature, but much more. I found some inherent strength in the technique of literature review, and was actually connecting with a lot of the chapters, and I was able to get into a lot of discussion even then. And that's probably one of the reasons why some of my fellow researchers have appreciated that method. Incidentally, I'm honor bound to name the discoverer of the promoter of the method, Fritz Zwicky. Okay, he was a great astronomer, a favorite astronomer who developed morphological maths. It used to be used in linguistics and biosciences, but now it has gained wider access, wider application coming out of it. 4, 5, and 6 are your channel. Now, to answer the specific question of Mejabi, now I think you will understand that 4, 5, and 6 reflect one or more papers, correct? Because they are your work. So you may bring out 1, 2, or 3 papers from this little chapter, depending on how many objectives you are trying to create. So typically, a paper will reflect one or more of them, and they may belong to your thesis, and typically, and they may reflect the chapter. So this is what happens. And there you follow the same structure. Of course, you're not going to cut and paste your chapter 4, 5, and 6 and send the paper. It's not a cut and paste job. It's not correct to do cut and paste. So you have to really dive in and clearly state why that paper is being written. Just like why the thesis is being written in your introductory chapter. I hope you got that. Why are you writing the paper? Why is that paper? In fact, nowadays, many reviewers are wanting you to come to the point straight away. In the last 2-3 years, in whatever work I've done and got reviewed and published, I found a constant trend. Reviewers consistently say, can you come to the point immediately? Why are you doing the work and what is your work? And what should I expect if I read your paper? So this is coming through very clearly. So please use that approach, because across journals this pattern is emerging. Don't do long winding. In fact, I have had this comment over the last 2 years. I'm sharing it with you. Reviewers often point out, I have come to understand what your work is only on page 4. Can you please bring it to page 1? So this kind of a pattern is emerging. Then you come to chapter 7, which is typically summary and conclusion, where, by the way, chapter 7 is not going to be an extension of chapter 1. That's totally wrong. numbers in the summary table, in the text of the chapter. Now, please, my dear research scholars, this is nothing but stupidity. Please listen to me carefully. Do not describe the numbers that you have already presented in the table. I mean, you have to grant a lot of intelligence to your readers. Your readers are already seeing the numbers. What you should do is try to argue out why those numbers happen the way they happen, which goes beyond the numbers. This is very important. So you do a survey, you get some results. Try to explain the survey results as to why they happen the way they happen. I hope you understand this point. Give your insights, your inputs and insights to the survey results. Okay, I'm just talking about the observations that come out of the survey. But beyond observations, you have what are known as interpretations and inferences. I hope this point is clear. Because you have to interpret the observations and make inferences from the observations. They may be statistical inferences or logical inferences based on literature support and your own argument. Okay? I hope all of you will please bear this point in mind, especially in social science. This is very critical. Don't just restate this item had so much percentage. This item had a difference of so much with that item, which is already there in the table. So don't waste the time of the reader. Go into why that percentage happened. Why do you think that percentage happened? So that kind of insight is very, very, very important. And that is what makes your thesis better quality and exciting to read. So the reader will then know, oh, this person has taken some of his or her thoughts and is proposing. Please understand, sometimes very good theses may end up in newer hypotheses because of the kind of observations, interpretations, and inferences that you will have made. So you can even propose hypotheses for future research. And please don't try to capture everything in your PhD thesis. May not be able to. It may be unrealistic. And let me say, when you begin your thesis, you have to go in with what we call a Nobel Prize set of mindset. I repeat, when you get into your thesis, please go into your thesis with a Nobel Prize mindset. I'm going to be the last word on this in my thesis. I'm going to win the Nobel Prize. I'm just giving you an example. That's your mindset. But reality will take care. Slowly you will understand. Please understand another point. You must try to complete your thesis anywhere in your fifth year, around 4 to 5 years. Ordinarily, research scholars, I am aware of research scholars who finished in 2.5 years, but that's extreme. I'm also aware of research scholars who've taken 17 years. That is also extreme. Typically, try to finish it in your fourth, fifth, or sixth year. And that depends on many factors, availability of data, availability of other research resources, and so on. So all these things will matter. So am I clear about the presentation of the content in your main chapters? That you will give your observations and then give interpretations and justifications and explanations of those observations. Not repeat the observations in text. Very bad if somebody does justifications and explanations. So that's chapter 4, 5, repeat. You come to the conclusion chapter. Now what is the conclusion chapter? The conclusion chapter will be different from, there's a question again, how would we name those chapters? That you are the best judge. You and your guide and your friend will be the best judge. But there are some styles by which we can name chapters. Incidentally, since you asked this question, I want to point to a particular type of research which is emerging to be common. People now are also looking at theses where their core chapters, their contributions are 3 separate essays. I hope you got it. So I've come across that even in marketing. The thesis is a stitched form of 3 separate essays. They may have some vague links, but so even that has been accepted as so the style of the thesis is also changed. Anyway, in the conclusion chapter, you have to summarize what you've done in the thesis, extend your chapter 1 and 2 in summary form, and then give the briefs of chapter 4, 5, and 6, your chapter. What did you find? What did you set out to find? What did you actually find? What you wish you could have done? And so on. Let us scope for future work. And of course, the limitations of the thesis in terms of data, in terms of methodologies, and so on. So that is your conclusion. Now if you work your thesis this way, I would expect your thesis to be at least good quality. Over and above all this, there are two things. Your written expression. How effective are you in your written expression? This is point number one. And here, good or bad, unfortunately, our theses are written in English. I said unfortunately because I know people, especially in Tamil Nadu, who have very good minds. They're very intelligent and they're very good minds. And they're very good minds, but they are not able to express themselves in they're very good in Tamil. But they find it difficult because the written thesis doesn't have a meaning. So they necessarily have to write it very good in Tamil. In that case, I would strongly recommend that you could have in the university some people who can help, build the thesis in English. It's quite possible that research scholars may not be effective in writing. So to make the thesis effective, you would have some friends help. I know this happening right now, even in my department. There is a research scholar who is very good, very sharp, very intelligent, very knowledgeable, but can't express himself very effectively in English. So we try to get some help, including me. I also sit and try to help. And in fact, after having done that, we could have one paper published in one of the top journals in 2019. That paper came. So it's very interesting. But by himself, he would not have been able to. So first, your written expression has to be very effective. Point number one. Point number two, the production of your thesis has to be very effective. Why am I saying this? There are far too many errors made by research scholars in the physical production of the thesis. And one of the worst things that happened, I was reviewing a thesis a few months ago from a very reputed university. It was an interesting thesis, but in two places, 3 to 5 pages were missing physically in the thesis. 46, 47, 48 are missing. Page 100, 101, 102, 103, 105 are missing. Now, how on earth am I supposed to remember that 3 to 5 pages are missing? Now, this is clearly a production mistake. How can a research scholar be so careless that pages of the thesis are missing? And you can clearly see the text is not continuing. Now, if I assume that the text is continuing, but the pages have been numbered wrongly, well, that's fine. It's an error. There is a page numbering error. At least I'll say, okay, the research scholar made some mistake in terms of the page numbering, or maybe didn't follow the page numbering carefully. But at least the text is continuing. But when a whole set of 4 to 5 pages are missing, I don't know what to review. Of course, review the thesis I've sent and also inform the person. Please indicate clearly what is it that you have stated in those pages. It's a production fault. Spellings of names of authors in your citation. Please be extra careful. I've come across some researchers who will write my name when they cite my papers as Ganeshan. I don't feel bad, but I feel, oh my God, some mistake happened. Because in Tamil Nadu, normally you refer to Ganeshan and not Ganesh. So we have this kind of a challenge. Then there are many production errors in spacing, in bold and italics, in quotations. Okay, like this there are plenty. Spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes, referencing mistakes. There will be references in the last part of your thesis which will not be cited in your main body. There'll be references cited in the main body, which will not be stated in the list of references. I mean, these are very bad mistakes. You have to take extra care to ensure that your thesis is got done. So only when your thesis is really very good in terms of the content, the production, and the way you have written the expression. Please understand three components: the content, the written expression, and the production. All these three blend in correctly, your thesis to be a good quality. This is what I wanted to share with you today, and I wanted to leave some time for questions also. There are already some questions. One I had attempted, how could we name these chapters? That only you and your guide and your circle of friends can share. And as I told you, there are some styles for naming chapters. And it depends on what style you wish to adopt. But unfortunately, when you use a particular style, you could be taking the risk. Because there are reviewers of your thesis who don't like a particular style. And they will review and say, please give a more straight title. No, don't give a straight title. Whereas there are reviewers who say, why have you given a straight title? Can't you make it more exciting? Because I found the contents of your chapter very exciting. Why don't you make the title also exciting? You don't know that. How do you know? None of us would know that. You need a lot of years of experience to understand what's the style of a person. We're not getting into that. You're very safe, make it straight and sweet. Chapter title should be straight and concise. We use a word called parsimonious. Parsimonious means minimum words, maximum meaning. Minimum words, maximum meaning. Now there are two questions concerning plagiarism. One is from, I think, NC, and the other is by Major Bean. So both relate to plagiarism. I'll answer Major Bean's question. How we could tend our thesis to zero plagiarism. Major Bean, whatever little I understand, zero plagiarism is impossible. Okay, it's virtually impossible. Because after all, in your literature review, you'll have to cite somebody and the software will check for some keyword. So some degree of plagiarism will be there. And depending on the thesis and how you have done, the level of plagiarism which is accepted nowadays, from what I have observed, it can go as high as 20%. You know, they used to say 12%, then they increased to 15, then they increased to 17, and nowadays people are okay with 20 also. But depending on how you can defend that 20%. I had a very interesting case of a research scholar whose three papers were reflected in the thesis. And when we did everything together, because how you do the plagiarism check is also very important. You have to actually reset every time you work on a chapter. If you don't reset it, you count it again and give you very high plagiarism portion. So you have to be very careful on that. So zero is almost impossible. How do you do a plagiarism check? Well, there are software. Yes. Hello? Somebody was asking a question, I couldn't hear it.
No, actually, sure, sir. Is Kasuma? No, sir, no, sir. She is. No, actually, sure, sir.
Bharati, anything for me?
No problem. So actually, she was trying to ask something, and but there are some other questions in there too. She has talked to Kazuma HS.
I was not able to. I was not able to get it. Anyway, so I hope you got it. The plagiarism check. There is software, standard software. You can just feed your chapters into it and get the plagiarism check done and certified. Incidentally, in IIT Madras, the guide has to certify for the plagiarism, not the research scholar. So it's the responsibility of the guide to check for plagiarism. Then hence he has asked another question. Sir, also tell us about how many tools should be analyzed, minimum number of tools of analysis. No, nothing like a minimum, etc. As I told you, hence it's very simple. Research gap, literature review, research gap, research questions, objective. For each objective, you specify the methodology. So, and the methodologies will involve some tools. So nothing like a minimum or a maximum. You have to fulfill your objectives. That's the goal. In letter and spirit. There's a nice question which has come in. Bhubalan, I published in UGC CAT journal before 6 months. Synopsis also submitted, but now I would like to submit my thesis, but not available in UGC CAT. Big problem in scholars. UGC only gives journal lists. Somebody simply said you publish quality journal. How to find out? Now, there are many indices for quality journal, Gopal. Especially if you go to Clarivate nowadays, the latest scientometries which are available in Clarivate, very, very interesting because you have something called field-weighted views, field-weighted citations, etc., which will give you author-wise and journal-wise also. Okay. So you have to get into those metrics. You have things like site score of Cymago, site score. Impact factors now slowly are going away because there are some things which are going wrong with impact factors. So nowadays, if you cite only impact factors, people discount you straight away. They say, look, it really doesn't matter. So you have to look for other scientometrics that are available to talk of the quality of a journal and the value of an article. So citations are also there, and I think all of you know, last week there was a news item which was shared across our country of a very popular paper by Professor Ioannidis of Stanford University, by which we could identify the top 2% of global scientists researchers from India. That is, Indians working in India who are in the top 2% of global researchers. Now, if you go to the paper by Ioannidis A.R., you will get some very interesting metrics to talk of the worth of the work of an author. So this field is also evolving. Scientometry is also evolving, and you have to keep abreast of what's happening in that field. So just keep in touch. Every department can have one or two research scholars who can be given that responsibility of scanning the scientometry environment. Just keep scanning on a daily basis. Try to find out what's happening. That way, you can be very up to date and also be able to articulate your papers suitably. So that is what I would suggest. It's also an evolving field. There are no set metrics as yet, although there are some which are very popular. Site score is now becoming very popular. Field-weighted citations is becoming very popular. Impact factor is slowly going down. Like this, there are many phenomena that are happening in the world of field-weighted citations. So, Bharti sir, ready for questions?
Yes, sir. Participants, any other questions? Either you can ask directly or you can also post in the chat box. Yes, sir. Participants, any other questions? Either you can ask directly or you can also. Any other questions, sir? Chat box. Yes, sir. Participants, any other questions? I think there's no any questions.
This happens because see, this is something I want to point out culturally. Across India, I've seen research scholars don't pose questions. My observation is, look, it's your duty to pose questions. As a researcher, you have to have a childlike curiosity. When you're dealing with a topic. I will state it in Tamil and I'll translate it. இந்த ஆராய்ச்சிங்கிறது வந்து உங்க சுவாசமா இருக்கும், உங்க ரத்த ஓட்டமா இருக்கும். Please understand, research should be your blood flow and your breath. So questions should come naturally. Don't shut down yourself. For heaven's sake, don't do that. It will not be very constructive. I think we can build a better research culture in our country if we build a greater courage in our questioning attitude. You can pose questions, you must pose questions. You can pose them politely, but that's okay. You need not pose them in a very arrogant manner. Pose your questions politely, and that's the best. You need not pose them in a very arrogant manner.
So there is a question from Maghjabin. Sir, I want to know more about the indices. So there is a question from Maghjabin. Sir, I want to know more about the indices. So there is a question from Maghjabin. Hello. Professor? I think we have some technical glitch from the resource person side. Let us wait for some time. So. I think we have some technical glitch from the resource person side. Let us wait for some time. So different participants action. So different participants action. So, good afternoon, participants. Actually, Sarah spoke to me. There was a problem in a network connection from his side, so could not able to join again through this. And he actually conveyed to share the excuses with you. And he will also will be very glad to answer all the questions. So I'll be compiling all the questions over here, and that will be sent to him, and we can get the things reply from him, and I'll be sharing with you all through with his email and other contents as he said to me. Okay, so once again, I express sincere thanks to our Professor L. Ganesh sir.
Yeah, Bharati, I'm back. I
Yes,
just
yes,
wanted
yes.
to
Sure,
just
sure.
say, my dear research scholars, please forgive me. Suddenly, my internet went and I'm speaking through my phone now. I requested Professor Bharati to share my email ID and mobile number. In case you need my assistance, please feel free to contact me. I'll be happy to assist. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Sure, sure, course. I'll do that, course. No problem. Right. So we express sincere thanks to you, sir, for spending this valuable time with us. Definitely, all the inputs what you have given, the practicalities what you have given, will be a learning point for all of us, particularly about the quality of the three chapters, the own chapters of all the research scholars. So definitely, we'll take the input from you. And not only that, as far as the context concern, quality concern, again the written work and the production of the content. So all these things will be a big learning point for all the research scholars. And as I said, people have posted some questions to you, sir, and that I will compile together. I'll send it back to you. So after getting replies from you, and along with your email and contact details, again we'll be sharing with all the participants. So thank you very much, Professor. On behalf of the Periyar University,
I will leave, Bharati. I will leave. I have a class, so I will
please, sir,
leave.
please. Please, sir, please, sir. Thanks for being with us. Thank you very much, sir. We'll get back to you, sir. Thank you. So we express sincere thanks to him, and again, so probably it would have been an enlightening session. And at the session, we are going to have another wonderful session as the second session. Professor, shall we proceed to the session, Professor? Professor Salum, sir. Professor, shall we proceed to the session, Professor? Professor Salum, sir. Hello. Professor, can we go to the session, Professor? Second session, Professor. Professor Salum, sir. Can we go? Sir, please unmute your audio, sir. We cannot. Your audio is in mute stage, sir. Professor Salum, sir. Sir, please unmute your audio, sir. Professor, your audio is in mute stage, Professor. Yes, sir. Now it's okay. Shall we proceed to the session, Professor?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So
Right now we're getting to.
yes, sir. Okay, right.
So without any introduction, because I'm running some server problem, therefore I will present more first. Okay.
Few words, Professor. Few words, Professor.
Okay.
So with the SAS permission, we are getting into the second session right now. Dear participants, I'm very happy to introduce our resource person of the second session, Professor Dr. M. Selvam sir. He is a syndicate member of Azhagappa University and a former professor in international business, Azhagappa University, Karaikudi. And he is a distinguished academician, has many credits in his name. He served at Azhagappa University as professor and head, dean of research, dean of student affairs, dean of management, chairman of management, board of studies, and as IQAC head of the head, he introduced many quality initiatives that enabled the Azhagappa University to get A plus status with 3.64 CGPA. And he had guided many research scholars. He had produced PhDs and published 70 articles in well-known reputed journals and newspapers. And again, in refugee he has published and organized nearly some 45 conferences and advised some 50 conferences. He received 10 hours of varied rating, including UG's research fellowship for PhD. And his profile goes in many things. He visited a lot of countries like Switzerland, Dubai, Singapore, United States of America, Bangkok, Thailand. And he's very much actively involved in mentoring and guiding the building the quality of the institution as a whole, in administrative aspect, in academic aspect, in research domain, in extension activities. He contributed many things, not only for his own institute, but also for other like Annamal University, Bharat University, even for Periyar University also he had contributed a lot many things. And definitely his presence and his inputs will be a big learning for all of us. And I believe that for another 1 hour, we will have a lot of insights. And as said earlier, please make use of the opportunity. And what other things you are supposed to want to have after this presentation, you can very well interact with him. And his input will be definitely will be useful for us. So once again, on behalf of the Periyar University, on behalf of the participants, we express sincere thanks and gratitude to Professor M. Selvam sir for accepting our kind invitation and being as a resource person for this particular research workshop. So with this reintroduction, now I'm handing over the floor to our professor sir. Professor, please sir.
Fine, sir. This is Dr. Selvam. Hope my voice is audible and the screen is getting shared. This is Dr. Selvam.
Yes, sir. Voice is very clear, sir. Screen is about to get shared.
Screen is there now?
So we are yet to get, sir.
My screen is not there. Screen is there now?
Sir, so it is supposed to be presented, sir. It's not yet been presented, sir.
My screen is not there.
So it is supposed to be presented, sir. It's not yet been presented, sir. Another window is coming, sir. Yes, sir. It is being presented. Yes, sir. It's visible right now.
Yeah. There is a crosstalk, continuous crosstalk.
Another window is coming, sir. Yes, sir.
I hope. I think now it is stopped. There is a crosstalk. Hello.
Yes, Professor, you can please, Professor. No,
I
very
can
much.
proceed.
Yes, Professor. Yes, please, Professor.
Hello. So, good morning once again, all of you.
Yes, Professor, you can please, Professor. No, very much.
At the outset,
Yes, Professor. Yes, please.
I place my respects to our Vice Chancellor, our Registrar, Coordinator of the R&D Cell, Professor LGS has just left after making a brilliant presentation. And Sri Subramanya Bharati, yeah, I put the adorning word Sri instead of Professor or Doctor. And the great research scholars and all. Wish you all a fine time. Let us reap winning excellence. Let us work for wow quality in research. Good quality, great quality, wow quality. And you find a long word, that is a 30-letter word. Research means learning new things, doing new things. It's a new word. Ego hippocanerus. Ego hippocanerus means fine. F-I-N-E. So wish you all a fine time. Please, my dear research scholars, I think some 10 months or 8 months ago, I addressed you in your campus. Because of Corona, they stand somewhat parted away. But technology is uniting us. Please ensure that as research scholars, you have to discover your genius. Everyone has the genius element in oneself. The geniusness must be discovered by that person concerned. How? By turning raw ideas into brilliance. Raw ideas into brilliance. So this is a quotation from Gerald Sindel. We move to the next slide. So this is again from quality. Yes, quality in everything is required, needed. Again, without quality, no laurels come to us. Without quality, only accusations will come to us. No laurels with quality, appreciations will get poured on. So your research must be a quality research, top class quality. Okay. Because quality vibrates, a quality research work will vibrate up for decades, for centuries. The researcher might have departed from the world, but his work remains. And even fetches to that person H index, citations, because it vibrates all the time. Quality is a delight, because quality is divine. So have these kinds of mindset in yourself. Quality commitment. A research work, the highest degree, and yesterday Professor Ganesan was telling you are not getting doctorate in X subject or Y subject, but philosophy, a philosophical dimension is expected in your research. That is what is required. So therefore, we have to keep in mind this is the highest degree, of course, a DSc, D.Lit are also there. But anyway, this is the highest degree. So it must have all the quality benchmarks, quality credentials. From introduction to conclusion, everywhere, every page must present the quality in the work. Everywhere. Now, the great Periyar University is organizing this program. This is organizing the program in a particular context. You must all know that. Your university is going for accreditation very soon. When it is going for accreditation, it has to ensure that all its work, all its stakeholders are on the path towards quality. They must strengthen their commitment to quality. Yes, research scholars, you may be knowing from the slide that there are 7 criteria in as NAC accreditation, and there are 5 pursuits. That is, the institution must contribute to national development. How the institution contribute to national development? Only research stakeholders, including you as research scholars, you have to contribute to national development through your research. You must also foster global competencies in you. Your competencies are counted much. You must also have a value system. Research has a value system. You must know CARE journals. What is this CARE journal? Consortium for Academic and Research Ethics. CARE. CARE. Consortium for Academic and Research Ethics. Ethics required. Value system is required. You know, when I was doing my 3rd standard, please note that when I was doing a 3rd standard in a very, very kukram. You know, that school used to get edible stock in the form of milk powder from USA. From USA. And the school teacher used to go to the town headquarters to collect the inventory from network office. And you used to say, care edukka poren, care edukka poren, CARE, care edukka poren. And you used to say, as a student, third standard student, care edukka poren, care edukka poren. What is this care? Then the bundles of milk powder came. And I started seeing those bundles. And there it was written, please note, there it was written, care, CARE. The expansion then, care for American relief everywhere. Care, CARE, first letter C, for American aid to the abbreviation, relief, R for the first letter R for that one, everywhere, E. So therefore, the care in that context, the care in this context, you must appreciate. And the care, வயிற்றுக்கு students வந்து empty stomach or starving man வேதத்தை பேசக்கூடாது. That's what Vivekananda used to say. Therefore, that care took care of the stomach of the people. And this care, that is Consortium for Academic and Research Ethics, is interested in taking care of the quality of research, the quality of publications and all that. I hope you understand. Fine. Taking care of. Then promoting the use of technology. Research and technology go, I hope you understand, hand in hand. We have to use a lot of technology in research. Then finally, quest for excellence. Quest for excellence. What is required is the thirst for excellence. What is excellence? Excellence means being good for the first time, every time, all the time, in all domains, and in the future too. So that is excellence. Every time, all the time, okay, in all domains, and in the future too. And that requires what is called as Six Sigma quality. Research must be of Six Sigma quality. I listened to, I muted my video, but was listening to Professor, he was referring to certain theses which he corrected, page after page mistakes and all that. Every teacher has such kind of things as well. Okay. I have a policy of not accepting more PhD thesis for evaluation. I have a policy of not accepting because we may have to be very harsh. I wanted to avoid that. But still one university started sending many things. I told them, please stop. But the people told, sir, you are the only person valuing things correctly. That's what our vice chancellor felt. So he wants us to send the thesis to you. Anyway, that's one part. The thing is, quality is required. Six Sigma quality is required. What is Six Sigma quality? You must be knowing. If you don't know, please look at the chart. Look at the last row. 6.00. That is Six Sigma. What is Six Sigma? The percentage of products, goods, theses, if you want, in the best form, meeting all the specifications in a percentage, 99.9999998. So that is Six Sigma quality. That is Six Sigma quality. So Six Sigma quality, the other half of the blue shade, that is a Six Sigma with a 1.5 Sigma shift. That means today I may be Six Sigma. After 6 months, there's a possibility my Sigma level may go down. So therefore, such a shift in Sigma they are considering here. So in that case, what's the kind of mistakes? The same Six Sigma, the percentage of goods in meeting all specifications 99.9997 only. Please note that. So that's a difference. So earlier, 99.9999998 is like that. So usually the blue part of this is used in business context, and they take Six Sigma is a sigma where out of 1 million components, please go to the last column, ppm, parts per million, and the last element 3.4. That means when you are having Six Sigma, out of 1 million components, maybe 3.4 things are not correct. The rest of the things, that is 9,99,996.6 units will be meeting the specifications. This is quality. இதுதான் quality. நம்ம PhD thesis-ல இந்த quality இருக்கிறதா? இருக்கணும். பகவான் அதுக்கு அருள் புரியணும். Bhagavan is inside you. Your Guru is with you. Okay, we must ensure that our quality is of great quality. இதுக்கு பெரிய ஞானம்லாம் தேவையா அப்படின்னா ஞானத்தை விட ஞானம் இருக்கணும். But more important is commitment is required. We get into this, hundreds of companies around the world have Six Sigma quality. Hundreds of companies have Six Sigma quality. Look at this. Study the names: 3M, Amazon.com, Altus, BAE System, Bank of America, Boeing, Caterpillar, இவங்கெல்லாம் Dell, இவங்கெல்லாம் Six Sigmaல இருந்துதான் ஆகணும். இருக்கிறாங்க. ஓகே, அதுல ஒரு மும்பை தபாவாலஸ் யூ ஃபைண்ட், மும்பை தபாவாலஸ் இருக்கிறாங்க. அவங்களும் Six Sigma. You know that you might have read it many times, especially business. I think this is a Harvard Business School case study. Harvard Business School case study. Please note that. The Mumbai Dabawalas, very ordinary people, தள்ளு வண்டியில டிஃபன் கேரியரை கலெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு ட்ரெயின்ல ஏறி மும்பை ட்ரெயின்ல சபர்பன் ட்ரெயின்ல இட்ஸ் வெரி டிஃபிகல்ட் டு கெட் இன் as well as to get out, and also with your luggage. Okay, these people get down and to take this dabas, tiffin boxes, delivered to the persons who are working in offices, miles and miles away from their home, but hot meals served. Okay, அவங்க எவ்வளவு தப்பு பண்ணிருக்காங்கன்னு ஸ்டடி பண்ணிருக்காங்க. In the case of Six Sigma, you can make 3.4 mistakes in 1 million. ஆனா this மும்பை தபாவாலஸ் ஒரு மிஸ்டேக் தான் பண்ணிருக்காங்களா 6 மில்லியனுக்கு in 1 million. அப்போ அவங்க Six Sigmaவோட ரொம்பவும் மேல இருக்காங்க. ரொம்பவும் மேல இருக்காங்கன்னு சொன்ன உடனே I thought so. So 3.4 out of 1 million allowed, but these people are having just one mistake out of one wrong delivery out of 6 million. That means their quality must be of a very high order, maybe 7 Sigma or 8 Sigma, like that I thought. Immediately worked out. It is not so. In the scale or sadharana scale, Sigma scale is not a very ordinary scale, it's an extraordinary scale. So even with just one wrong delivery out of 6 million deliveries, the Sigma value of Dabawalas is 6.0441. See that? That's a kind of thing, such a tough scale. In the a tough scale, if any examiner is using while evaluating students' answer scripts or even PhD thesis, sample thesis, my God, oh my God, what will be the result? But Mumbai Dabawalas are great. We have to, my God, get this greatness from them. அவங்களால பண்ண முடிஞ்சதுன்னா we must also do that. Okay, எப்படி முடியும்? Sustained quality is required. What is sustained quality? I'll just show a picture from epic Mahabharata. You know, என்ன செஞ்சிருக்கிறாருங்க? Arjuna was aiming at a birds perched on a branch of a tree. not the entire bird, the eyeball of the bird. The eyeball of the bird perched on a branch of a tree. Okay, he has to aim it. His arrow must pierce through the eyes only, even without shaking the bird down. Please note that that's the condition. No damage must get caused to the bird except its eyes. That is what Dronacharya was telling. Remember, tough there. He did it. Okay. Here, the target is known. He is seeing, okay, directly seeing. What's the other one, other picture? This is Swayavaram. Draupadiya Swayavaratila is bending over. And here the target is earlier the target is a fixed target. Here the target is not fixed, it's a floating. Okay. He cannot look at it directly. He has to only see the target from the image that from a part, bowl kept below with water. So from the image seen from the water of the bowl, the moving target of the fish, some feet above his head, he has to shoot down. He did it. How is that possible? That is sustained quality. That is sustained quality. That is sustained quality. He used to do a lot of practice. Lot of practice. So, நம்ம பகல்ல எல்லா வேலையும் செய்வோம். லைட் இருந்தா லைட் இருக்கணும் அவசியம் இல்லை. During night light இருந்தா we can do some jobs. Light இல்லாம என்ன ஜாப் பண்ண முடியும்? லைட் இல்லாம இருந்தாலும் சாப்பிடலாம். ஒன்னும் கைக்கும் வாய்க்கும் ஒரு பிரச்சனையும் வர. The Arjuna thought கைக்கும் வாய்க்கும் இருக்கு is not a problem. Then why should be a problem between my hand and the bow and the arrow when there is darkness? Okay, why should be a problem between? He practiced and he could do that. That is sustained quality. Research must have such sustained quality. Okay, and we could do that. And the sustained quality, it has to come from within you. Look at the buds. The buds are blossoming into flowers. The buds think, எப்படியாவது மலர்ந்துடணும்னு சொல்லி. They struggle. Okay. They put pointed effort and emerge out as flowers with fragrance. வெளியே வரும் பொழுது வெறும் இதழ்கள் மட்டுமில்ல, இதழ்களுடன் சேர்ந்து இன்பமான ஒரு மனம். That is fragrance. Sometimes it may have honey dews as well. So as it blossoms, not only the flowers as well, but also the fragrance, also honey dews come from that. அப்படிதான் every research must be there. Every research must ஒரு bound volume கிடையாது. ஒரு bound volume கிடையாது. It must have many concepts, many facts, many formulas. And படிக்கிறவங்களுக்கு ஆசை கிடைக்கும். What a great work I have evaluated அப்படின்ட்டு the evaluator of the thesis must feel. So such is the kind of thing. அது எங்க இருந்து வரும்? Everyone has to struggle himself herself oneself. அப்பதான் வரும். He had to grow from inside out. None can teach you. நான் இன்னைக்கு சொல்றதுனால பிரமாதம் ஒண்ணு earn பண்ண முடியாது. None can teach you. None can make you spiritual or great. You yourself is your own teacher. உங்களுக்கு நீங்க தான் teacher. Your soul is your teacher. Please take these words very seriously, because these are not my own words. These are words of whom? Again, I have quoted Vivekananda. You have to grow from inside out, like the flowers, like the buds blossoming into flowers. Okay, none can teach you, none can make you great, spiritual, intelligent, brilliant. You have to grow. Okay. There is no other teacher but your own soul. Okay. Spiritual, intelligent. Your research must lead to some great outcomes. There is no other teacher. Great outcomes and the degrees on sir, promotions on sir, increments that. That's a different great outcomes. Outcome to the society. Promotions on sir. Outcome to the world. It must help the world build a new world order of greatness, smartness. Okay, that is the kind of outcome expected. So from any research work will come with the result. That result must be wow quantity. So from or PG degree good result. For MPhil research work great result. For PhD result wow kind of result. Appa pramadam. Okay, such kind of this thing is required, and for that impactful research works must come. Impactful research papers must come. Impactful research papers must get published in impact factor, high impact factor journals. Journals. That is what is required. Okay. All this requires. Research means creativity. Research means creative fluency. All this requires. That is, creativity must come as a fluent, creative river with full of water. That is okay, and non-stoppable, unstoppable. So creativity is required. So creativity brings in lots and lots of benefits. Okay, creativity allows you to express yourself. I think I have used some kind of not merely text-based slides. I am using certain what pictures and all that. Therefore, I can reach you. A good teacher must reach you. Okay, I can teach you, I can preach you, but I must reach you. How can I reach you? Only if I can express myself. I can teach you, I can preach vibrantly. How can I reach you? Balancefully, powerfully, express myself and all that. So creativity allows you to express yourself. Creativity is multidisciplinary. வெறும் உங்க கொடுத்த டைட்டில் மட்டும் நான் போகல, அந்த டைரக்ஷன் இந்த டைரக்ஷன் என்னென்ன டைரக்ஷனும் போயிருக்கேன். ஸோ கிரியேட்டிவிட்டி இஸ் மல்டிடிசிப்ளினரி. Then what? Creativity promotes thinking. Yes, எதை செஞ்சா நல்லா இருக்கும், எப்படி இந்த research work can be done greatly. You must think. Creativity promotes thinking. Creativity reduces stress and anxiety. Yes, என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் if you are creative, you are not adding to the stress. அதுதான் நமக்கு life. Then creativity allows you to enter your own happy zone, your happy zone, and have fun. ஆமா, நிறைய creative things பார்க்கும் பொழுது you know we are all online தானா? Yes, we are all online now. Okay, ஒரு 20 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி ஆன்லைன்ல ஒரு ஜோக் வந்துச்சு. என்ன ஜோக்குன்னு சொன்னா, அப்பவே ஆன்லைன் கான்செப்ட் அப்பதான் வந்துகிட்டு இருந்துச்சு. ஜோக் எழுதுறவங்க கிரேட் 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 பிரைன்ஸ். அது என்ன பண்ணாங்கன்னா, we claim to be online, but you know all the birds are online all the time. Decades, centuries ago, sitting on telephone wires or electricity wires, they are all online. அது சாதாரண அந்த லைன் அது பவர்ஃபுல் லைன். ஸோ அந்த ஜோக்கை படிச்சா நமக்கு என்ன கிடைக்கும்? ஒரு ஃபன் கிடைக்கும். ஸோ தட் கிரியேட்ஸ் அவர் பிரெயின் to think more about creativity. Okay, so out of box thinking is required. இதெல்லாம் நான் படிக்க போறது இல்ல, I leave it. So last ஒரு 12th point மட்டும் படிப்போம். Creativity encourages us to be lifelong learners. My dear research scholars, are you lifelong learners? How many hours you learn in a day? 24 hours. நேத்திக்கு ஒருத்தர் ஏதாவது கேள்வி கேட்டாங்க, ஒர்க் லைஃப் பேலன்ஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. தட்ஸ் ஃபைன். ஓகே, 24 மணி நேரத்துல எத்தனை மணி நேரம் நம்ம யூஜிசி கேட்கறது? 40 மணி நேரம் தான் கேட்குது, அதுக்கு மேல கேட்குது. ஆனா ஒரு நாளைக்கு ஒரு வாரத்துல 168 மணி நேரம் இருக்கு. Out of 168 hours, UGC just asked for 40 hours. Okay, அதுல வந்து லைஃப் ஒர்க் லைஃப் ஃபேமிலி லைஃப் டிஸ்ட்ரப்ஷன் ஆகிறதெல்லாம் சொல்றதுக்கு இல்லை. I don't accept that. Okay, so creativity encourages us to be lifelong learners. I don't accept that. These are online, these are all online sources, MOOC platforms, open course resource platforms, including our Google search, including Wikipedia, Wiki-Educator. We can learn lot. There is a let's talk learn. Whether any of you thought of had ventured into browsing let's talk English learning related platform. All cell phone laptop if you have internet. You can learn lot English, good English. Good English is required for research. Please note that. That's a language for communicating your research. Good English. Doing your research. Yesterday also I was stressing the same point. So மூணாம் கிளாஸ்ல இருந்து இங்கிலீஷ், ஒன்னாம் கிளாஸ்ல இருந்து இங்கிலீஷ், ஆனாலும் இங்கிலீஷ் வர மாட்டேன். Why? எதன் மீது அக்கறை வச்சிருக்கிறோம் அது தானா வரும். எதன் மீது we are not showing great interest, it will not come and stick. English will not come and stick to you if you are drifting away from that. Similarly, mathematics research scholars தேவை. Again, mathematics தானா வராது. We have to move with mathematics, live with mathematics, live with mathematics, dream with mathematics. Sir, dream mathematics இல்ல வருமா சார்? வரும். இன்னைக்காவது quantitative problems இருக்கக்கூடிய பேப்பர்ஸ் அடுத்த நாள் எக்ஸாம்னா முதல் நாள் ரொம்ப நைட்ல படிச்சுட்டு இருந்தீங்கன்னா தூங்கும்போது ஃபார்முலாஸ் எல்லாம் வந்துட்டு இருக்கும். அதான் தூங்கினாலும் மேத்தமேட்டிக்ஸ் பிகாஸ் யூ ஸ்டாண்ட் கனெக்டட், யூ ரிமைன் கனெக்டட். உங்களுடைய கான்சியஸ் மைண்ட் தூங்கினாலும் அன்கான்சியஸ் மைண்ட் இஸ் கெட்டிங் கனெக்டட் டு த மேத்தமேட்டிக்ஸ் தட் யூ ஆர் ஒர்க்கிங் த டே லாங். Okay, therefore திருக்குறள் ஒரு குறள் இருக்கு, getting connected to the mathematics. எதனின் நீங்கிய நோதல் அதனின் இல்லைன்னு. எதுல இருந்து விலகி இருக்கிறோமோ அதுல இருந்து பிரச்சனை இல்லைன்னு திருக்குறள். திருவள்ளுவர் சொன்னார். இது பிரச்சனையா இருக்கக்கூடியதுலதான் அவர் சொன்னார். நல்லவே இருக்கிறது ஒண்ணு. You have to have connectivity. இதை ராங்கா நினைச்சிட்டு என்ன பண்ணிட்டாங்க, இங்கிலீஷ் தூக்கி எறிஞ்சிருவோம், மேத்தமேட்டிக்ஸ் தூக்கி எறிஞ்சிருவோம், ஸ்டாட்டிஸ்டிக்ஸ் வேண்டாம், டாக்ஸேஷன் பேப்பர் வேண்டாம், எக்கனாமெட்ரிக்ஸ் வேண்டாம், லீனியர் ப்ரோக்ராமிங் வேண்டாம், ஆபரேஷன் ரிசர்ச் வேண்டாம், வேண்டாம்னா அது வந்து நம்ம கூட சேர்ந்துக்காது. So we have to learn all these things. Okay, or many things are available online. Please get into that. You can learn a lot. And the researcher must be having 360-degree skills. Please note that it's not your subject skill or your research area skill alone is enough. Lot of general skills required. Konja science theriyano. You may be a social science researcher, but physics la irundha concept nera anga ullara ukarum. Chemistry la irundha concept poy ukarum. You must find that concept and put it here. So you must have some knowledge of science. Mathematics கேட்க வேண்டாம். Mathematics is the queen of science. Queen of science எங்க வேணாலும் இருக்கும். Everywhere spread. Research is a creative art. So ஒரு அழகான drawing, ஒரு அழகான garden, the blossoming of flowers நான் காமிச்சேன். And the scene, this might rejuvenate your mind and put you into great thought on your research. Okay, please note that this happened. It's a creative arts, lifelong education. Life la irundha nella kathukittu research ku poganum. Research is not coming from anything from outside the world alone. It is also coming from inside your own. Our own experiences research. Our own experiences can become research. So our life education, technology and enterprise, art and language. ஏற்கனவே நான் சொன்னதுதான். மேத்தமேட்டிக்ஸ் லாங்குவேஜ் பாருங்க, 180 டிகிரில ஆப்போசிட்ல அதுவும் இதுவும் இருக்கணும்னு அர்த்தம். அதுவும் இதுவும் இருக்கும். சயின்ஸ் அண்ட் டெக்னாலஜி பாத்தீங்கன்னா 180 degree இருக்கும், straight line இருக்கும். Okay, so life education, religious education, அந்த கிராஃப்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா again 180 degree நிக்குது. Okay, then creative arts and social studies. Social studies la creativity நிறைய வேலை. So therefore, we have to have all these subjects together. எல்லாமே கூட இருக்கணும். Then only we can do great things. So generic skills கொஞ்சம் வேணும். Creativity and innovation, communication, learning to learn. Research is learning to learn more, learning to learn furthermore. Okay, நல்ல ஒரு workplace behavior in the university canteen. Okay, among the research scholars, great behavior is expected. Critical thinking and problem solving, the core of a research must be like that. Social interpersonal skills you must exhibit as a researcher. Then information technology, numeracy, that is again mathematics. Sorry, what is research? Or 10 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி I did a conference in Arapa University. Again mathematics. Measurement metrics in research. Measurement metrics in research. Research means measurement. Measurement needs some metrics. So measurement metrics in research. So a lot many things we did. So therefore the number speaks. ஆனாலும் சார் எஸ்டிஎஸ் சார் சொல்லிட்டு போனார், கணேசன் சார் அவர் சொன்ன ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் பாயிண்ட் இருக்கு. பல முறை நெதியில் கை வச்சுட்டு இருப்பேன், தீசு திருக்கும் பொழுது. ஏன்னா ஒரு டேபிள் இருக்கும். வெரி குட். அது ரொம்ப பெரிய டேபிள் இருக்காது, அது ஒரு 2x2 டேபிள் தான் இருக்கும். அதுக்கு ஒரு பக்கத்தை விட்டுடுவாங்க, பேப்பர் வேஸ்ட். தென் அந்த டேபிள கொண்டு போய் ஒரு பை சார்ட் போடுவாங்க. பை சார்ட் எப்ப போடணும்னு இருக்கு அதெல்லாம் தெரியாது, ஒரு பை சார்ட் போடுவாங்க. அந்த என்னமோ பெரிய டேபிள் கொடுத்துட்டோம், புரிஞ்சுக்காம தலை சுத்தி கீழே விழுந்துட போறாங்க அப்படின்னு நினைச்சுக்கிட்டு perhaps என்னமோ a chart is given. Why a chart is given? Only when you ஓவியம் படிக்க தெரிய, காவியம் படிக்க தெரியாதுன்னு தான் ஓவியம் வேணும். A chart is given. Why a chart is given? When I can read the numbers, why do you go for a table as though, why do you go for a chart as though you are going to be complicated table? It is a 2x2 table or 3x2 table, only that much. அதுக்கு ஒரு டயக்ராம். Then மூணாவது பக்கம் இந்த டேபிள் இருக்கிறது வரிவிடாம they will explain, only that much. அதுக்கு ஒரு டயக்ராம். ஓகே, ஒரு டேபிளுக்கு ஒரு டைட்டில் கொடுப்பாங்க. இந்த டைட்டில் பார்த்தாலே எனக்கு சிரிப்பு தான் வரும். நான் சொல்லிடுறேன், டேபிள் ஷோயிங். டேபிள் ஷோயிங் ஒரு டைட்டில் கொடுப்பாங்க. அந்த ஷோயிங் எடுத்துட்டாக்க டேபிள உடனே மூடிக்குமா, டேபிள் ஷோயிங் இருக்கிற லெட்டர்ஸ் எல்லாம் மறைஞ்சிருமா, ஆல் லெட்டர்ஸ் எரேஸ். why this word showing? அதனால நான் சொல்லியிருக்கிறேன், பட் இந்த ஷோயிங் தான் கண்ணில் ஓட்டிட்டு இருக்கு தீசிஸ் பார்க்கும்போது. ஸோ therefore how to give a table? Table, table number, title தான். There is no need for showing. அந்த showing வேற இருக்கும். Okay, you can remove that if you are in the habit of using such kind of thing. So research scholar creates a 360 degree kind of knowledge like this. இப்போ கொஞ்சம் அழகா தமிழ என்ஜாய் பண்ணலாம். This is அருணகிரிநாதருடைய. ஓகே, இப்போ கொஞ்சம் அழகா திதிதாதை தாதது தித்திதா இதத்தத்த தித்தத் திதித்தித்தத் தேதது திதித்திதத்தா இதத்தத்த தித்தத்தத தாதிதி தேதுதை தாததத்து இதத்தத்த தித்தி தீதி திதிதி தூதி தீ தத்ததே ஒத்ததே தீர்த்ததே கடைசியில ஒத்ததே என்ன பிடிக்கிறார். ஓகே, இது அருணகிரி தமிழ். யாருக்காவது மீனிங் புரியுமா? கிருபானந்தவர் அழகா பதம் பிரிச்சு மீனிங் கொடுத்ததுனால மீனிங் தெரியும். அதர்வைஸ் we cannot understand. இது ஒரு பாடல். ஓகே, ஏகாஷர பாடல், ஒரு லெட்டர் தானா வருஷம் தான். தானாவிலையும் இத்தனாவில இருந்து ஆரம்பிச்சு, ஐ மீன் தானா உள்ள ஆரம்பிச்சு இத்தனை வரைக்கும் போனோம்னா அது ஒரு 18 ஐ மீன் எத்தனை லெட்டர்ஸ் இருக்கும்? தா இத்தனை ஆரம்பிச்சு தா தி தி 13 லெட்டர்ஸ் இருக்கும் இல்லையா? 13 லெட்டர்ஸ் இஸ் நாட் யூசிங். Is not using 7 or 8 letters only is making. What a greatness! What a greatness in this thing. இப்படி ஒரு பாடல் ரிசர்ச்சுக்குரிய பாடல். So for this song, Krivanandavarar used to give extended explanation. When he goes for extended explanation, related concepts வேற எந்த நாயன்மார்களோ ஆழ்வார்களோ கிரேட் சயின்டிஸ்டோ கிரேட் கான்ட்ரிபியூட்டர்ஸ் யார் சொன்னாலும் கொண்டாந்து எழுதி தேடி முடிச்சு எல்லா இதிகாசம் எல்லா புறநானூறு 18 கீழ்கணக்கு 18 மேல் கணக்கு ஓகே அகநானூறு புறநானூறு எங்க இருந்தாலும் ரிலேட்டட் திங்ஸ். So I used to enjoy all the presentations. அப்போ திருவானந்தவாரியாருடைய ஒவ்வொரு பாடலுக்கும் திருப்புகழ் பாடலுக்கு explanation can be given. minimum ஒரு MPhil thesis, minimum ஒரு MPhil award கொடுத்தாங்க ஒவ்வொரு பாடலுக்கும். இதெல்லாம் பெரிய பாடல். more than minimum ஒரு MPhil thesis. Okay, therefore our work must be of a great kind. So why I am showing this? We must have inspirations from great works. Therefore, we must think of people who are ahead of us, above us in intelligence, achievement. அவங்கள தான் பார்க்கணும். அவங்கள பார்த்துட்டு our work must be like that. So I used to make a point. என்னோட thesis எல்லாம் என்னை விட பெரியவர்னு நான் யாரை நினைக்கிறேன் அவர் தான் திருப்தின்னு நினைக்கிறேன். So I don't go for an exam neighboring countries. No. Let them tell. In the thesis, you have to revise. This chapter has to be expanded. This concept is wrongly understood. So let them tell. I will correct. I will give. I will correct. Because my thesis, the thesis guided by me, should not have any mistake. My concept. Therefore, who can point out mistakes? Only people who have a better knowledge than us. So அவங்களுக்கு தான் கொடுக்கிறது நான் அப்படிதான் தேடி முடிச்சு. Okay, so that kind of thing is looked at. Then only the quality research. அப்ப the care journals எல்லாம் UGC சொல்லணுமா, கட்டாயப்படுத்தணுமா, plagiarism டெஸ்ட் வேணுமா? There is no need for any plagiarism test if everyone is ethically sound. கட்டாயப்படுத்தணுமா? What's the need? டெஸ்ட் வேணுமா? Okay. இப்படி இருக்கும்போது உங்கள்கிட்ட ஏன் நீடுன்னு சொன்னா காரணம் இல்லாம நீடு வரல. ஏன்னா என்கிட்ட ஒரு தீசிஸ் வந்துச்சு, பேஜ் டு பேஜ் டு பேஜ் டு பேஜ் பிளஜரைஸ்ட். பிளஜரைஸ்ட் என்ன பண்ணிருப்பாங்கன்னா 7 வார்த்தை ஒரு வார்த்தை கரெக்டா மாத்திருப்பாங்க. அந்த இடத்துல ஒட்டுதோ ஒட்டுலையோ. அப்புறம் அந்த யூனிவர்சிட்டி சொன்னீங்களா மாதிரி எனக்கு பனிஷ்மெண்ட் கொடுக்காதீங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி விட்டு அந்த யூனிவர்சிட்டி. So, இதுக்கான plagiarism test வரும். If everyone is clean, great, ethically of very high order, plagiarism test எது ஏன் சொத்து எது இன்னொருத்தர் சொத்துன்னு எனக்கு தெரியாதா? நல்லாவே தெரியும். அப்படி இருக்கும்போது how can I steal somebody's work and tell this is my work? எது இன்னொருத்தர் சொத்துன்னு எனக்கு தெரியாது. You have to learn a lot. அதுதான் research. Somebody's work and tell this. You have to learn a lot. அது என்ன shape? What is the shape?
Pyramid.
Fine. Any other shape? Answer. What is the shape?
Pyramid, sir.
Pyramid நான் ஒத்துக்கிறேன். வேற என்ன answer?
Triangle, sir.
This is normal distribution. This is normal distribution. 60 and the percentage இருக்கும் இல்லையா 1 sigma within plus or mu plus or minus 1 sigma, this much percentage. Mu plus or minus 2 sigma 95 point something போகும் இல்லையா. This is what? This is an experiment. Normal distribution is experimented here. So this is how it is constructed. This is how it is constructed. மேலே இருந்து ஒரே விதமான அந்த balls அப்படியே மேலே இருந்து pour பண்ணணும். pour பண்ணும்போது தானா இப்படிவே அமையும். நார்மல் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூஷன் வர மாதிரி because it is so constructed. It is so constructed. Okay. So, இப்படி ஒன்று கொடுக்கலான்னு அவருக்கு தோணுச்சுன்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? He might have seen from the nature. We can do many things imitating or learning from the nature. கூட பண்ணிருப்பார். Because எந்த லீஃப் எடுத்து பாருங்க அதுக்கு ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் இருக்கும். வேற மாதிரி ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் இருக்காது. எனி ஃபிளவர் யூ டேக் அதுல அஞ்சு இதெல்லாம் இருக்கும். அப்போ ஒரு பீசஸுக்கு 5 சாப்டர் இருக்கலாம். எடுத்துக்கலாமே. இல்ல 7 இதழ் இருக்கலாம். 7 சாப்டர் இருக்கலாம். எடுத்துக்கலாமே. சம்திங் லைக் தட். ஓகே. ஆஃப் கோர்ஸ் அதுல மனம்லாம் இருக்கணும். இல்ல 7 இதழ் இருக்கலாம். See, this is a great university's library. இப்படி ஒரு லைப்ரரி இருந்தா நான் அங்கேதான் நான் இருக்கணும். What about you? I hope you are also like that. சரி, லைப்ரரிக்கு வெளியில கேண்டீன் இருக்கு. கேண்டீன்ல போனாலும் சப்ஜெக்ட் இஸ் taught. I hope you are also like that. Okay. இது ஒரு கேண்டீன் இன் யூனிவர்சிட்டி. Please note that. கேண்டீன்ல போனாலும் சப்ஜெக்ட் இஸ் taught. இது கூட ஒரு கேண்டீன் இன் யூனிவர்சிட்டி தான். சார் அவங்க என்ன சார் நல்ல ஒரு கேட்டரிங் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் வச்சிருக்காங்க போல இருக்கு. எஸ் ஆஃப் கோர்ஸ் வச்சிருக்கலாம். இது கூட ஒரு கேண்டீன் இன் யூனிவர்சிட்டி தான். சார் அவங்க என்ன this is also catering department வச்சிருக்காங்க போல இருக்கு. This is also வச்சிருக்காங்க. Right. What all the things that we enjoy today in our life, all the common facts of today are the products of yesterday's research. அது என்ன அர்த்தம்? நாம பண்ணின இன்னைக்கு பண்ற ரிசர்ச் நாளைக்கு ஒரு காமன் ஃபேக்டா உலகத்தாரால் பேசப்பட வேண்டும். The whole world must quote you. Use your product, use your technology. Okay, that's what Duncan McDonald said. Use your product. For example, எந்த ஃபார்முலா எடுத்து பாருங்க. அதெல்லாம் great thoughts-ல இருந்து வந்த ஃபார்முலா. Duncan McDonald E = mc square physics. Maslow need hierarchy theory. After many thoughts only you would have done that. E = mc square. Degree of total leverage is equal to degree of operating leverage into degree of financial leverage, financial management. Then exchange rate. Exchange rate of rupee versus dollar, rupee versus euro. Then exchange rate. How this is worked out? Exchange rate. How does it work out versus dollar? Today's rate is equal to a constant plus alpha into money supply home country minus money supply foreign country minus beta of today's rate is equal to GDP of home country minus GDP of foreign country plus beta of interest rate in home country minus interest rate in foreign country plus beta of gamma of inflation in home country minus inflation in foreign countries. This is gamma of இந்த ஃபார்முலா மிகப்பெரிய ஞானம் இருக்குது. ரொம்ப ஞானம் இருக்குது. கடைசியில மட்டும் சொல்றேன். இந்த கடைசி லாஸ்ட் மிகப்பெரிய gamma ஞானம் இருக்குது. Pi h minus pi f. If pi h is a home country inflation minus foreign country inflation, home country inflation ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, foreign country inflation is ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, this factor will be a positive number that is multiplied by a 1 coefficient. Okay. அப்ப இது positive component ஆகும். What will be the effect of this on the yes, that is a spot rate? Spot rate கூடும். Spot rate கூடுனா என்ன அர்த்தம்? ஒரு டாலர் 50 ரூபான்னு இருந்ததுன்னா yes, that is a spot rate. Okay, 50 ரூபாய் is equal to $1 ன்னு இருக்கிற நேரத்துல 52 ரூபாய் is equal to $1 ன்னு வரும். எப்போ when the inflation suddenly in India had gone up. Okay, அப்ப என்ன ஆகும்? அந்த 50 rupees per dollar becomes 52 rupees. அதனால எது உயர்ந்திருக்கு? It is dollar which is going up. It is the rupee whose value is going down. Therefore, you have to give more rupee to get the same $1. So, இவ்வளவு ஞானம் அதில் இருக்கு. You must understand the plus sign, minus sign. Everything has a meaning. And the yes, that is spot rate, is expressed in what is called as a direct quote. The direct quote method la artham. Indirect quote na idu appadi thalagil arthama mari maathram. So therefore, so many things like that. Here again, exchange rate la a lot of parities solluvaanga. Fisher's effect, international Fisher effect, purchasing by parity, interest rate parity. forward rate purchasing parity, okay, forward rate expected rate parity, அவ்வளவு parity சமம் இவ்வளவு சமம் பண்றாங்க. Okay, all these things are not just let it come. The Fisher Vartales or the person, great author, you must be all knowing. Okay, these things are not just let it come. The Fisher Vartales. If you steal from one author, it is plagiarism. If you steal from many, it is research. ஒத்துக்கிறீங்களா? நான் ஒத்துக்கல. If you steal from, okay, many, it is research. Maybe ஒத்துக்கிறீங்களா? footnote அது கொடுத்தாங்க. நல்லா ரெஃபர் பண்ணணும். Maybe plus ஒரு கொட்டேஷன் ஒருத்தர் இருந்து கொடுத்துட்டு we cannot just go off. We have to interpret. அதுக்கு நியூ டைமென்ஷன் கொடுக்க முடியுமா கொடுக்கணும். We have to do like that. Generally that quotation in your thesis gets linked. Little தனியா நின்னுட்டு இருக்கும். Okay. What is research but a blind date with knowledge? Little தனியா நின்னுட்டு இருக்கும். So we are dating with knowledge. What is research? It is not a dating with knowledge. Intelligence. எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் அதுதான் research. சொன்னவர் யார்? will harming. Okay. எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் three more quotations. All I am armed with is research. Mike Wallace. All my armory, all my weapons is my research. He says. Ben Bernard. The more important reason is that the research itself provides an important long-run perspective on the issues that we face on a day-to-day basis. Every research provides an long-run perspective on the issues that we face on a day-to-day basis. So every research, as we do research, it gives a new perspective for modifying, adapting our life, and in the process, new research possibilities also come, and we can even predict problems, foresee problems, and come with a solution. So, Bill Kotler, but I think get it to the session there, 4 pieces of marketing later on. He used to say that tomorrow's product we must offer today. Today's product, today he used to say that tomorrow's product we have to get today itself means that much forward thinking must be. Then that is possible, and that requires a lot much research. I believe in innovation, and that the way you get innovation if you fund research and you learn the basic facts. Bill Gates. Research is fund because a lot of equipment, scientific advanced equipments located. All Nobel laureates, especially in the field of physiology, chemistry, physics, in the moon field, they use laboratory kind of. They attribute எங்க சக்சஸ்க்கு காரணமே அவர் லேப் அப்படின்னு சொன்னவர் கூட மனவிட்டு சொன்னவர் கூட உண்டு நோபல் லாரேட். So therefore we have to fund research, and Bill Gates kind of people do that. Research is creating new knowledge. அரைச்ச மாவை அரைக்கலாமா, துவைச்ச துணியை துவைக்கலாமா, கூடவே கூடாது. Do that. Research must lead to new knowledge. New knowledge, newer knowledge, newest knowledge, newish knowledge. Okay, this is what is required. Newest knowledge, newish. After all, the ultimate goal of all research is not objectivity but truth. இதுல ரொம்ப ஒரு சப்டில் கான்செப்ட் கொடுக்குறாரு. அப்ஜெக்டிவிட்டின்னு என்ன அர்த்தம்? ரொம்ப கரெக்டா மெஷர் பண்ணி சொன்னீங்களா? சொன்னது பொய்யா இருக்கலாமே, பொய்யவும் கரெக்டா மெஷர் பண்ணி சொல்லலாமே. So what is required is truth. So after all, the ultimate goal of all research is not objectivity but truth. Truth சொல்லும்போது நம்பர்ஸ் வேணும், ஈக்குவேஷன் வேணும், அப்ஜெக்டிவிட்டி வேணும். சப்ஜெக்டிவிட்டி வேண்டான்னு சொல்லல. It must be there. It measures symmetrics, but சொல்றது truth. what you have understood about the world. அது ரொம்ப அழகா ப்ரூவ் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. But what you have proved is really not happening. The truth is somewhere. You have beaten around the truth. What you have proved is that not really on the truth. At the truth. In the truth. Beaten around the truth. Okay. So therefore, it's a very great point. Please note that research scholars must draw inspiration from that. I think Professor Ganesha has told you a lot about chapter 1 to end chapter, last chapter, the progression of the Ganesha has so on the practical side ஒரு நிறைய சொல்லிட்டார். So I am deviating from முடிஞ்ச வரைக்கும் அவர் சொல்லாத பாயிண்ட்ஸை நான் சொல்றேன். Okay, that's what I'm doing. I hope you agree with me, at least partially, if not whole. I hope on the previous quote. Research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. Research is to see. This is what review of literature. This quotation is best suited to be the chapter quote at the top of any chapter. Research is to see what everybody else has seen or told or did, has done, and to think that nobody else has thought, embarked on. That means your review of literature must be elaborate. 50 போதுமா சார், 30 போதுமா சார், 15 போதுமா சார், all those things happen. So you are in a world of internet. You are in a world of internet. Tons and tons and tons of information is available. First class reports are available. And corporate reports, beautifully done. நாம் எதிர்பார்க்காத dimensions they used to take their presentation. This is a kind of presentation they think about. Okay, this one we can also adopt in our research. That is review of literature. Review of literature gives ideas, sharpen your ideas, crystallize your ideas, chisel your ideas. How many people have contributed on that idea, about that idea, opposite views on that idea? Or, I mean, thesis, antithesis, support idea, and they are opposing. Everything is there. So review of literature must be very, very great. Extensive. They are opposing. If possible, we may have 5 objectives, 4 objectives, or 3 objectives, not less than 3. PhD gothore. Minimum 3. We may have fairly 5. Adukku mele irundha unga not less than 3. PhD gothore. Okay. So every objective must be having a stock of review of literature arranged in that order. Then only we can see what the earlier researchers have worked on that, what they have said. So much they have said. Still there is a scope, there is a gap. We can fit into that. So much they have said. So that is, research is to see what everybody else has seen or told or thought or done, and to think what nobody else has thought, done, told, done. That is research. Nobody else has. அதனால 100% பூசால ரிசர்ச் இருக்காது. எல்லாரும் சொன்னதை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் ரிசர்ச் இருக்கும். பட் பூசா சொல்லலாம். That's what. அதனால 100% research is a formalized curiosity. Curiosity. But பூசா சொல்லலாம். It is poking and prying with a purpose. Curiosity, just like that curiosity கிடையாது. It is a purposeful curiosity. That means I want to contribute further more on this concept, on this issue, on this solution. That means, okay, I want to like that. Contribute further more on this concept. Research is creating new knowledge. அப்ப new knowledge னா what is new னு தெரியும். நமக்கு தெரியாததெல்லாம் new. அப்படின்னு சொன்னா உங்களுக்கு நியூ தான், உலகத்துக்கு நியூவா இருக்கும். What is new னு தெரியும். உங்களுக்கு சொன்னா என்னையும் சேர்த்து தான் சொல்றேன். அப்படின்னு சொன்னா So what is new? The newness must be for the world at large, not in yourself or myself or our guide or that. And must be it's a real knowledge. The knowledge. Knowledge in நிறைய shades இருக்கு, levels இருக்கு. So that knowledge. What is creating? How are you creating this knowledge? Is it a conceptual shade you are giving or equational kind of thing you are giving? Or your propositional you are just throwing for others to work, others to comment on that? So all such things. The function of research in any and every discipline is to reveal that which is hidden. So the world is full of things, full of events. Much knowledge is available on all those things, but still some knowledge is still hidden. So we have to explore into that hidden kind of thing. Okay, we have to uncover what remains covered. So we have to explore covered by hidden kind of thing. Our ignorance, our world's ignorance, or our lack of curiosity, or lack of our inquisitiveness to learn. World's ignorance. Today, நிறைய research பண்ணுவாங்க. Hello, இந்த ஏரியாவில் research, இந்த ஏரியாவில் research. Why I never thought of? Okay, several research like that come. So, scientific research is one of the most exciting, rewarding occupations. Several research like that come. Research பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி what you have to do. Exciting, rewarding occupation. Instance says, if I had an hour to solve a problem and my life depended on it, please note that that problem is a life-threatening problem. Then what I should do? I would use the first 55 minutes determining the proper questions to ask. Then what I should do? So research questions concept நான் கொண்டு வரேன். So every research must answer some questions. Unanswered questions. Okay. ஒரு ordinary geometry boxல the campus இருக்கும். The campus வச்சு we can bisect an angle. Can we trisect an angle? Geometry boxல the campus we can ஒரு angle ஒரு ரெண்டு சம பாதமாக an angle can be bisected with your usual ordinary campus. Can we trisect? ஒரு பையன் வந்து ஒரு மேபி அவன் வந்து ஒரு 6வது 7வது படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கும்போது I have found a formula to trisect an angle now. ஒரு பையன் வந்து ஒரு trisect an angle, such a great thing. இதுவரைக்கும் ஆன்சர் கிடைக்காது. You are doing, then please prove an angle now. You are proving. கடைசி நேரத்துல இந்த இடத்துல உங்க ப்ரூஃப் கொஞ்சம் பிரச்சனையில நிக்குது. Your geometry is not working. Being understood. So அப்ப என்ன அர்த்தம்? You have to think a lot. அப்பதான் great solution will come. So அப்ப என்ன அர்த்தம்? To think என்ன பண்ணணும்? Imagination is the highest form of research. Highest form of thinking. All that. E equal to mc square formula I have shown. Such a great formula. So in me energy இருக்குது. And the E is equal to is not என் உடம்புல உங்க ஒவ்வொரு உடம்புலையும் எனர்ஜி இருக்குது. Okay, and that E is equal to in several format energy. அது ஒரு format energy இல்ல. E is equal to mass. நம்ம பாடியோட வெயிட் வச்சுக்கோ, mass into velocity of light raised to the power 2. இதுதான் இது எப்படிப்பா? How is light is acting on that? அதுதான் நமக்கு புதிரா இருக்கும். Physics people அது புதிதா இருக்கு. But the formula is such a great formula. இந்த ஃபார்முலாவுக்கு ஒரு 7 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி Newton's formula is at stake. It may get disproved if somebody is proving light is not the fastest traveler in the world. There is something called Newton which is capable of traveling faster than light. அப்படி ஒரு கான்செப்ட் வந்துச்சு. So if that were the truth, that is the truth ன்னு சொல்லல. ஏன் சொல்லல? That were the truth. singular போட்டு plural past tense verb வேற போடுறேன். Why? இருந்தால், இருந்திருக்குமேயானால், அதான் English. If that verb were true, the whole world would be going towards the collapse. Appo, thank God, Einstein, a great person, his law stands E equal to mc square, and c, velocity of light. Light is the fastest in traveling with the highest velocity. So need to know. I introduce a concept need to know here. What is need to know? What is that? The neutrino is also supposed to be called as the God particle. So therefore, in this area, people have started into research. Okay, எல்லாம் எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சது நான் ரிசர்ச் பண்றேன்னு சொன்னா அது ரிசர்ச் கிடையாது. தெரியாத செஞ்சாதான் ரிசர்ச். No research is ever complete, quite complete. It's the glory of good bit of work that it opens the way for something still better. And this repeatedly leads to its own eclipse. And I have done a research. You are doing a research. What I have done is the ultimate. That's the end. இந்த இடத்துல உலகமே ஸ்தம்பிச்சிருக்கோம் நின்று போதா? No, no, no. The universe is not coming to the end. Universe is expanding, expanding, expanding. Knowledge பத்தி சொல்ல முடியுமா? So no research is ever quite complete. Unanswered questions, uncharted territories, unexplored things, issues still remain there. So, அதான் ஒவ்வொரு ரிசர்ச் scope for further research கொடுப்பாங்க. அது real scope இருக்கும். Okay, it's a glory of a good bit of work that it opens the way for something still better. இதை விட better cases, இதை விட better connotations, measurement things are coming. Great thing, possible, அழகா வரும். So therefore, so ஒரு காலத்துல new, there is no end for research. So the research is what I am doing and I don't know what I am doing. There is no research if I know everything. I am not a corollary for what I am doing and I don't know what I am doing. To do research is to attack the facts at the point of greatest astonishment. பொய்ன்னு சொல்ல இது பொய், உலகமே பொய். Okay, research on that. The way to do research is to attack the facts at the point of greatest astonishment. So, the way to do research is to attack the facts. So you have to shake the world. So you have to shake the world. Please get it. You know, earlier the previous slide, this slide, you are attacking on the facts. Next quotation, there is an attack on a quotation. This slide, what is, if you are using lots and lots of mathematics in your research, oh my God, you are burying yourself in numbers, moving away from theories. Oh my God, the postulates. It is a kind of thing is terrible. Moving away from. So we need numbers. We need great numbers. Econometric models. Data analytics. We need big data analytics. But again, please note, these are tools. These are tools to explain, to analyze data, distill newer facts, finer facts. On what? On something that you are researching. Therefore, your goal is revealing the unrevealed facts. On what? On something that to the world. Therefore, with enough evidence, tables, numbers, mathematics are a tool to the world to present your views, tables, numbers, mathematics. Again, please note, as research scholars, we do not have a comfort zone. We should not aspire for a comfort zone. Comfort zone, வீட்டில் இருந்துட்டு research வராது. If anyone who is homebound cannot learn anything. It's a quotation. Anyone who is so from the comfort zone, you have to come out. Cannot learn anything. Mark Twain, life is short. Break the rules. Forgive quickly. Live slowly. Love truly. Love uncontrollably. Never regret anything that made you smile. Never regret anything that made you smile. சில நேரத்துல நம்ம வாட்ஸ்அப்ல ஜோக் அடிப்பாங்க. சம்டைம்ஸ் ட்ரெயின்ல உட்காந்துட்டு போகும்போது திடீர்னு நாம அறியாமலே சிரிப்போம். எதிரில் உட்காரவங்க என்ன நினைப்பாங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவங்களும் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றாங்க. ட்ரெயின்ல உட்காந்துட்டு போகும்போது so therefore never regret anything that made you smile. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did. அவன் வாசம் தான். நாம பல இது செய்யாதனாலதான், இன்க்ளூடிங் அந்த நேரத்துல நான் சிரிக்காம இருந்ததுனாலே நாங்க 20 வருஷம் கழிச்சு பெரிய சஃபரன்ஸ்ல நான் இருக்கிறேன் சொல்றது மாதிரி வரும். This is what Mark Twain is writing here. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds. In your sails. So throw off the bowline. Go deep into the sea. Sail away from the safe. Go with the wind. Trade winds. Explore. Dream. Discover. எப்படிதான் வாஸ்கோ ட காமா, Columbus and several seafarers have found sea routes for many countries in the world. Okay, they were not for any comfort zone. They believed in themselves, that's all. Come what may. They explored, they didn't hide, they discovered, still high believed in themselves. So that should be the tenor of research. They didn't hide. If necessity is the mother of invention, there is a quotation. Scientifically developed production is the mother of scientific research. It is the mother of scientific research. There is a quotation. So for scientific research, previously கண்டுபிடிக்கப்பட்ட இன்வென்ஷன் பேஸ்ல கிடைத்த எக்யூப்மெண்ட் ஒரு மதராக இருக்கிறது. Yes, all research requires a lot of tools, especially science-based research, equipment, sophisticated equipment, all that. So that's சொல்றாரு. So research, every university must have great lab and library with all tools and resources. Every university must have a great lab and library with all tools. We are moving with Tamil. Tamilode koncham hayana. This is Sivapuranam. How should the research be? Your research must be latest. Highest of the high, highest of the highest, deepest of the deepest, highest of the high, taking care of all fundamentals, highest of the highest. 1 plus 1 will be 2, 3 எங்கே எழுத முடியாது. All the fundamentals, related things must be there. It must be broad enough. And finer granules of their findings. இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப அழகாக நான் எடுத்து உருட்டி வைத்திருந்த மாணிக்க கற்கள், ஃபைனர் கிரானுல்ஸ். என்னுடைய கண்டுபிடிப்பில் இது ரொம்ப 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 these are subtle things, and be silent. Subtle னு படிக்கலாம், but be silent. Therefore subtle things. அது வந்து உணரத்தான் முடியும். We cannot explain. That's what it says. If I read this Sivapuranam line, Vedangal Ayyayana Vongi, latest and highest, all the deep and fundamentals, Ahandra, breadth and related, Nimiya, finer granules, subtle things. However, such must be for your research. Your nokam, Ariya nokamaga irukka vendum. எதையும் அறிவதற்காக மிகவும் நுண்மையானது நோக்கரிய நோக்கி நுணுக்கரிய நுண்ணுணர்வை நுணுக்கரிய இதுக்கு மேல சிதைக்க முடியாது. நுணுக்கரிய நுண்ணுணர்வு என்று சொல்ல அறியாதான் அப்படி ரிசர்ச் such a great fantastic work you have done அப்படின்னு உலகம் சொல்லணும். உலகம் சொல்ல எல்லோரும் ஏற்றுகிறார்கள். எப்படி பணிந்து ஏற்றுகிறார்களாம். சிவபெருமானுக்கு சொல்லப்பட்டது God is knowledge. அறிவொன்றே தெய்வம். அறிவு உயர்ந்து ஆழ்ந்து அகன்று That's what is mentioned here. இதுதான் research. I used to give this as the definition for research is to search for the latest and highest in knowledge, the deepest and most fundamentals in research in knowledge, broadest and related things in research, and finer and subtle things in your findings. That's research. I find this takes care of everything. Finer and subtle things in your research has shown that laughing for 2 minutes is just as healthy as a 20-minute jog. So now I am sitting in the park laughing at all the either படிங்க அப்புறம் சிரிக்கலாம். எடுப்புலேயே சிரிச்சிட்டாலும் ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். இல்லை ஒரு அரை நிமிஷம் படிச்ச பிறகு சிரிப்புன்னா ரொம்ப கிரேட் சந்தோஷம். Many people are jogging. எதுக்காக? எக்ஸசைஸ் மனம் பாடி பார்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் நல்லா இருக்கும். ஹெல்த்தி எவ்வளோ நேரம் 20 minutes jogging. But science has proved, research has proved that laughing gives you the 2 minutes laugh is giving the same healthiness to your body that a 20-minute jog can give. அதனால சொல்ற பார்க்கில் உட்காந்துட்டு இந்த ஜாகிங் போறாங்கன்னா சிரிக்கிறது தான் எனக்கு வேலை. So I am sitting in the park laughing at all the joggers. So researching is not that. So whether 20 minutes healthy, 20 minutes jogging is equal to 2 minutes laughing. So இங்க ஒரு ப்ரொபோசிஷன் கொடுத்தாச்சு. இது ஒரு ரிசர்ச் ப்ராப்ளம். இதை physical education people யாராவது இருந்தா please do research with all great equipment. 20 minutes jog. அப்ப ஜாகிங்னா என்னன்னு டிஃபைன் பண்ணணும். எந்த டயத்துல டிஃபைன் பண்ணணும். Several things come. And laugh 2 minutes laugh. How is that? Laughing na enna? How you are going to measure the metrics and the domains of laughing? So this is a research question. You can explore the domains of and now coming to great work in some publications இருக்கும். சார் நிறைய சொல்லிட்டு விட்டாரு. What we require is quality research. Quality in research means what? That you must know. Then, how the quality can be put into the research? That also you must know. Why we are putting all these into our research? How the quality can so quality ஒரு that also you must element ஆகும். Why we are putting all these? How and why another element ஆகும். I consider and 2/2 is a 3/3 table mark தோணும். But please note that top row another element. First column you remove, then you have only 2 into 2 table. So the top row, first column headings தான். You must be knowing that. இதை நான் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றேன். சார் நீ எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணலாம் சார் எங்களுக்கு தெரியும் சார் நீங்க சொன்னா எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷப்படும். So see that. So if you know what is quality in research, you know the how and the why part of it. Definitely your research will be great. Your papers will be great. You may even get patents at yours. You know the how and the why. இதுல ஏதேனும் ஒண்ணு இல்ல papers will be great. Either y, either x இல்ல at yours. Or either a இல்ல. அப்ப என்ன அர்த்தம்? y வருது இல்ல b வருது. Then accordingly mixed research. ரெண்டுமே இல்லைன்னா ரிசர்ச் பண்ணக்கூடாது. அப்ப என்ன ஒய் வருது பி வருது. How is it possible to have it? ரெண்டுமே இல்லைன்னா ரிசர்ச் அதெல்லாம் சார் சொன்ன பாயிண்ட்ஸ் தான். How is it possible? Okay, your broad research area, thrust area, title, everything must be great. Okay, great research questions. இப்போ சொன்னா 20 minutes jogging is equal to 2 minutes laughing. It's a proposition. So is 20 minutes jogging is equal to 2 minutes laughing. It's a proposition. Age group படி சரியா இருக்குமா? Weight base பண்ணி சரியா இருக்குமா? So many questions you have to put over there. காலையில ஜாகிங் பண்ணா நல்லா இருக்குமா? சாயங்காலம் பண்ணா நல்லா இருக்குமா? Several things come there. So many questions you have to. ஒரு statement. 1000 questions will emanate from that. So such researchable questions you have to think of. From the research, please note, from the broad area, thrust area must come. From the thrust area, title must come. From the title, research questions must flow. From the research questions, objectives must be. From the objectives அழகா படிக்கணும், மெஷர்மெண்டோட படிக்கணும்னா we require hypothesis or some touchstones of quality. From the objectives, okay, and all that require a lot of process nuances, analysis, and all that require a lot of components. Thesis means proposition, antithesis, opposite view to the proposition, synthesis. Both the thesis and antithesis synthesized to find through the common areas of agreement. Analysis பண்ணும்போது இந்த பிரச்சனை வரும். This is our proposition. இதுக்கு ஒரு anti proposition இருக்குது. இதுவும் this also appears to be good, that also appears to be fairly good. So you have to synthesize. Therefore analysis முடிந்த பிறகு இப்படி ஒரு கான்செப்ட் நடுவில் திணிக்கிறேன். Okay, then validity. நம்ம சொல்றது சரியா இருக்குமா? Therefore analysis முடிந்த பிறகு இப்படி ஒரு reliable இருக்குமா? Okay, then validateness of the outcome. Application irundha greatness, utility irundha greatness, visibility கிடைக்குமா? Yes. Bibliography metrics எனக்கு glues efficiency, utility index so much, visibility index so much, bibliography metrics. Okay, citations lead to H, from the H index after certain operations surgery to H index we get P index. Okay, so the surgery component வந்ததுனால நான் என்ன பண்ணேன், PH போட்டேன், primary health center, PH then சொல்றதா. So P for what? P index, H for H index, C for citations, number of citations. Then acceptance. If your research is such a great this thing, நிறைய IP or dimensions நீங்க corporates கிடைக்கும், patents கிடைக்கும், all such things. Then consultancy, you become an expert in consultants in that area. Then you become a global citizen, you global reach, lifetime connectivity everywhere. Then that area. Now you are becoming a 360-degree person with a wider circle, ever widening sight everywhere. Such a quality system you must have. If you have a great quality system, மேல சொன்னதும் சொல்லாததும் அப்பம். You must have. If you have a great quality system, மேல சொன்னதும் I am not going to explain all these things. Title நல்ல title இருக்கணும். For that only quickly read this. It must be an evergreen title. It must center on finding a solution to a complex problem. அது real life rare term problem. Trendy இருந்தா okay. Trendy சொன்னா இப்போதைக்கு அப்புறம் கொஞ்ச நாள் சரியா போய்டும். Practical implications it must have. Not on existing tool centric, but it is application centric. இருக்கிற tools வச்சு பண்ணத காட்டிலும் application centric, problem oriented, application oriented. Developing new tools in the place of existing ones. Inquisitively innovative. Inquisitive creative. Other innovation. Therefore, two things. Fundamentals for certain groundbreaking revelations. Applicative for problems on hand. There must be challenge, must be there, newness must be there. It must take to a high pedestal. Certain disruptive propositions வந்தா shaking, உலகத்தை shake பண்ற மாதிரி சில கான்செப்ட்ஸ் வந்ததுன்னா disruptive innovation சொல்லலாம். பழச எல்லாத்தையும் தூக்கி புத்தம் புதுசு எல்லாத்தையும் that is disruptive innovations. Extra mile. Research requires extra mile. அதுக்கு பிறகு lots and lots of things we can add. எனக்கு தெரியல, so கேள்வி கேட்கிறேன். So question marks. அதுக்கு பிறகு lots and lots of things we can add. எனக்கு தெரியல, so கேள்வி கேட்கிறேன். So research questions எப்படி இருக்கணும்? Hypothesis உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், பட் தெரியும்னு நினைச்சு விட்டுடாதீங்க. Hypothesis must be greatly understood, finely understood. உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், அழகா understood ஆனா we can frame the hypothesis in a testable way, in a measurable way. And the testing, measuring requires knowing the variables effectively and elegantly. Testing, measuring relationship and theory. So therefore, ஏதோ hypothesis எல்லாம் கிடையாது, அழகா hypothesis, relationship and lots of analysis, validity. The validity மட்டும் சொல்றேன். You must be your your questionnaire, one thing I think sir the questionnaire related அதிகமா பேசலன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அதனால நான் சொல்றேன். Your research, your title இருந்து objectives இருந்து what is called as hypothesis. To prove or disprove hypothesis, we need data, therefore information. Therefore, your schedule or questionnaire. If your schedule or questionnaire is not of a standard type, great type, எல்லாமே waste தான். So therefore, the questions that you are asking, the information you are seeking must address each and every dimension of every domain of each objective. Please note that each and every dimension of every domain of each objective. Therefore, over objectives for each objective, what are the domains involved? What are the dimensions involved in each domain? And what is the data required for that? And what should be the question? What are the domains involved? How the question should be framed? Fill பண்றத பத்தி எழுத வைக்க கூடாது. So அவங்களுக்கு எல்லாத்தையும் சொல்லிட்டு நீங்க எந்த அளவுக்குன்னு சொல்லுங்க. That's what. Mere clicking is not good. So if the research tool is not well constructed that way, I'm sorry, the whole research may not be of great worth. You may get degrees, that's a different thing. The degree of our degree in knowledge is important rather than the degree per se. Okay, so your research tool must have a construct validity. It must have content validity. Okay, the content validity, similar example சொல்றேன். இப்போ any syllabus has any course syllabus இருக்கும். syllabus கேள்வி கேட்கிறோம். Final exam. ஏதோ ஒரு 4 கேள்வி கேட்டார். 4 கேள்வியும் முதல் 2 பேராகிராஃப்லயே முடிஞ்சிருச்சு. அடுத்த கேள்வியில 2 கேள்வி அடுத்த பேராகிராஃப் இந்த syllabus It is therefore the question paper is a tool to test the knowledge of the student, understanding the student lacks content validity. The questions must be uniformly distributed amongst the units in the syllabus. No, but the center has not done so. Therefore, content validity of the thesis, of the question paper, that is the questionnaire, lacks validity. Then face value, is a shabby work, it's a great work. So face value, face validity. Context, same syllabus now. Context mattum maarum. Same syllabus at IAS, UPSC preliminary exam, UPSC final exam. Context is different. The same question, economics, MA economics, different. Depending on the context, the questions in the questionnaire must be different. So the context validity. Sir was also context சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தார். American context, Indian context, American context school education, Indian context school education. So therefore, that you have to keep in mind. So the level, place, time, all these things influence. All context related. Then criterion. So the level, criterion. 50 mark வாங்கினா pass. 35 mark na pass. என்ன criterion bro? Then criterion. What's this criterion? 50 mark வாங்கினா then 75 mark வாங்கினா தான் we can enter into this program. What's the criterion you are following? What's this criterion? So you have to think that. So the criterion prescribed must be of such nature that the level of knowledge expected of a person at current level and in the future level can be measured through this questionnaire. அப்படின்னு சொன்னால் your questionnaire is having concurrent validity as well as predictability. So predictability for IAS examinations, concurrent validity as well as predictability. Predictability for IAS examinations. Let us assume. So after 15 years, what he will be as an IAS officer, whether that kind of this thing is tested right now, is measured right now, EPS tested, other predicted. So like that, I am running out short of time. I know I am quickly passing through. So application ability land to lab to land. lab to lab for high research, land to lab for research, lab to world for usage and publications. You must have a wow, V-O-W, not W-O-W. You must have a wow. You must take a wow right now. I will publish, we will publish only in indexed journals as found in Web of Science, Scopus, or Google Scholar. If it is enjoyed, you will become wow. For that, your work must be a really good work. மேல சொன்னது எல்லாத்தையும் சொல்லாததுன்னு சேர்த்து செஞ்சேன். Definitely your work is going to be of a great quality. So when you are நான் அனுப்பிச்சேன் உடனே பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணிட்டாங்க, அனுப்புங்க நான் பப்ளிஷ் பண்றேன். இடம் ரிசர்வ் பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கிற ஆர்டிகல் இந்த மாதிரி ஜேர்னல்ஸ் நம்ம நினைச்சோம்னா ஐம் சாரி, நம்ம எங்க போறோம், அது இந்தியாவில் இருந்தாலும் சரி அமெரிக்காவில் இருந்தாலும் நம்ம நினைச்சோம்னா. Okay, so therefore please note, we have to wait for 1 year, 1.5 year, 6 months. In between, this is going for several peer reviews. 1 year, lots and lots of corrections, enhancements have been suggested. I have happily incorporated. Now after 13 months, it has been published. Nice. இனிமேலுக்கு அந்த ஒர்க்கில் இருந்து யாரும் ஒரு சென்டென்ஸ் எடுத்தாலும் you will get citation. அதே போல in your work, in this particular paper, if you have taken any one line, one quote from any authors, you must acknowledge that. So இந்த மாதிரி ஜேர்னல்ஸ்ல எடுத்தாலும் கொடுத்தாலும் will get cited. Citation indexல போகும். That citation index கூட your H index H index சில drawbacks இருக்கும். D index goes up. Therefore, your earlier paper and later paper, subsequent papers must all be in indexed journals, indexed either by Web of Science, other இப்போதைக்கு ரன் பண்றவங்க Clarivate Analytics, Canadian company, associated with Thomson Reuters, great publishers of தெரியும். The Scopus is again index is done by Elsevier publications. Okay, Google Scholar. We are in the world of Google. Google Nona Verba is Google as an English word. Nona Verba. We are in the world of Google. Google Nona Verba. No answer. Google. It was now when it wasn't used. Now it has become. Well, I am Googling. You are Googling. Everyone is Googling. It was now Google. Google. Google become Googling. Google. You are Googling. Another present tense, past tense, past participle, present participle, infinitive, gerund, infinitive. இதெல்லாம் இந்த ஸ்டார்டர்ஸ் நம்ம சொல்லி கொடுத்துருக்கோம். பேஜுக்கு வந்தாலும் பேசணும். 2000 words from standard dictionary, starting with that. Then what? Adverb also you have to write. Then what? Everywhere you must have a noun. You must also write that noun. Now the adjectives வந்து அப்போ adjectives positive degree, comparative degree, superlative degree. இந்த இங்கிலீஷ் அங்க நடக்கணும். எங்க இடம் தெரிஞ்சிருந்தா பிரச்சனை இல்லை, தெரியாம இருந்தா தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறது நல்லதில்லை. எங்க இடம் learning required for research scholars. Sir, எல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுட்டு ரிசர்ச் பண்ண வர முடியுமா? வர முடியாது. They cannot expect one to embark on a research study with full knowledge. எல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுட்டு ரிசர்ச் பண்ண வர முடியுமா? அதுக்காக எதுவுமே தெரியாம ரிசர்ச் பண்ண வர முடியாது இல்லையா? அதையும் so they cannot imagine one to embark on a research study with a dull knowledge. Full knowledge ஓட யாரும் வர முடியாது. Dull knowledge ஓட போகக்கூடாது. We cannot imagine one. So therefore, what we have to do? Overlook knowledge, sumptuous knowledge, sumptuous overlook knowledge. We have to do because you are aiming for the highest degree. For highest degree, entry level, higher level knowledge. Then only highest degree is your form. Therefore, for all that, all completed research works in then only we can learn. 6 மாசத்துல we must take forward fighting one title. Please note that. எடுத்த இடத்துலயே டைட்டில் சார் டைட்டில் நீங்க கொடுங்க சார் என் கேண்டிடேட்ஸ் டைட்டில் நம்ம கொடுக்க மாட்டேன் ஐ சஜஸ்ட் these are all the economic journals and economic newspapers including business line economic times financial express business standard all journals அதுல பாருங்க you will get ideas அப்புறம் வருவாங்க find shape இந்த process அவங்க ஐடியா நிறைய எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் அதுல பாருங்க that's what I even for my case, I think I took 6 months to get into my title. Finally, one Saturday morning, கடவுளே help பண்ணுவார். அப்படிதான் an article from US Journal. Impactன பேரு. Tourism, the limitless industry. அப்படின்னு ஒரு article. அழகா நான் படிச்சேன். ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு. டூரிசத்துக்கு எனக்கு எந்த சம்பந்தமும் இல்லை. I studied commerce. காமர்ஸ் ஆரம்பிச்சது காமர்ஸ்ல. யூஎஸ்ல மேத்ஸ் கெமிஸ்ட்ரி. இன்ஜினியரிங் சேலத்துல தான் வந்திருக்கணும். அங்கே கொடுத்தாங்க. அதுக்கு பிகாம் சேர்ந்துட்டேன். அது சரி பிகாம் இருந்தாச்சு. அப்புறம் என்ன So I read that article, great article, சரி இதை ரிசர்ச் பண்ணலாம் I thought. The same article, is a Dr. M.O. Matthew, great professor, all the time. அவர் மட்டும் செல்வத்துக்கு இந்த டைட்டில் நல்லா போட்டு அவனே சொல்லட்டும் அப்படின்னு அவர் கவனம் இருக்காரு. After 2 days, I said, sir, I read that. I also read that. I consider that to be my broad area for research. I also thought the same way. That's how the confluence of ideas, meeting of ideas of the guide and the candidate. I also thought the same way. Other than confluence of meeting of ideas. So after that, we do research. So contemplated research. Our research must constitute the foreground. போக வேண்டியது distant போக வேண்டியது distant தெரியாது எல்லாம் புதுசு New Zealand New Sea SEA New Sea SEE இப்படிதான் research you have to consider your research is of this sort இதெல்லாம் இருக்கிறது சொன்னதானே skipping all business skipping all business இதெல்லாம் explanations இதெல்லாம் தனியா தான் பார்க்கணும் HNX எப்படி கம்ப்ளீட் பண்றாங்கன்னு தெரியும் since this group is sociology group segment proved-க்கான HNX எவ்வளவு தெரியுமா this is 284 sociology fourth item segment proved sociology group பண்றாங்க எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச பேர் இல்லைன்னா எனக்கு எல்லா பேரும் தெரியும் 284 I moved to another one எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச பேர் இல்லைன்னா எனக்கு எல்லா பேரும் தெரியும் கோட்ல மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் காமர்ஸ் எல்லாருக்கும் தெரிஞ்சவர் his HNDC is 187 Karl Marx 182 Karl Marx is no more but his publications is getting him his publications are getting him what HNDX Karl Marx is no more இதுதான் ரொம்ப முக்கியம் but recently we made a survey of certain university publications in certain journals so called scopus journals பார்த்தா 10 ஜர்னல்ல இருந்து 8 ஜர்னல் இல்லாம போயிடுச்சு 2 ஜர்னல் வேற மாத்தி வச்சிருக்கோம் அப்ப என்ன அர்த்தம் நாம இருக்கிறோம் நாம எதுல பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணுவோம் those journals have disappeared but they claimed themselves as scopus இருக்கிறோம் நாம எதுல பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணுவோம் those journals இங்க பாருங்க the person is no more but the journal stands HNDC citations get added so we have to think of this kind of thing not that kind of எதுவா இருந்தாலும் ஈஸியா கிடைச்சிச்சுன்னா அது பிரமாதமா இருக்காது எல்லாருக்கும் தெரிஞ்சது எப்போதும் பல எக்ஸிபிஷன்ஸ் இருப்பேன் கடைசியில towards the end certain Indian names are of course there is one Peter Tucker is also so his HNDC is 150 towards the end certain Indian names are okay and some 5 Indian names 4 Indian names Stanford University last September not the early 2019 September I was in Stanford University campus last it is in San Francisco I was in Stanford huge billboards were there what are those billboards two kinds of billboards one for Nobel prizes another for other equivalently great prizes then what one for all Nobel prizes another for big medals another one for non-Olympic but equally great physical science achievements. Such a campus, such a great campus. Lot of economics PhD theses have come from Stanford University people. Okay, even I think this time also this has happened. You know, in Arizona University, we celebrate all the Nobel Prize topics every year. 2014 it's 20. Yes. Over prize over knowledge. Great expert knowledge. Yes, students role அதுக்கு நான் வச்சிருக்க பேரு ஆக்ட் நெக்ஸ்ட். இதுக்கு பிறகு நாம தான் ஆக்ட் பண்ணணும். இதுக்கு பிறகு நாம தான் நோபல் பிரைஸ் வாங்கணும். ஆக்ட் நெக்ஸ்ட். இல்லையா? அது அக்ரானிக் பேரு. அழகப்பா celebrates themed Nobel Excellence Talk. நோபல் பிரைஸ் அது அக்ரானிக் ஆக்ட் நெக்ஸ்ட் வரும். சொல்லி பொருளி மீனிங் சொல்ல அது நீங்க சொல்லுங்க. ஆக்ட் நெக்ஸ்ட் அக்ரானிக் தான். But it has a meaning, contextual meaning. That is the way acronyms must be formed. இதே கான்செப்ட் பாரதிதாசன் யூனிவர்சிட்டியில I requested them we can also do that but in a different name அவங்களும் பண்ணாங்க. எல்லா யூனிவர்சிட்டியும் பண்ணலாம். அவங்களுக்கு பட்ஸ் திங்க் பட்ஸ்னு ஒரு ஸ்லைடு போட்டிருந்தேன். அந்த ஸ்லைடு போடு இந்த ஸ்லைடு போட்டதுனால தான் அவங்களுக்கு அந்த பட்ஸ் திங்க்னு ஒரு பேரு I could arrive at Bharadhasan University takes scholars to think of high-intent Nobel knowledge. So, but the same thing in Annamalai University also they do. Home to net, home, Annamalai University manifest. The same thing in Annamalai University also they do. Home to Nobel, home to net, home to net, home to pet. Even Nobel Prize, our prize, but there are several other prizes available. Equally great prizes. Mathematics is அழகான awards இருக்கு. Computer science இருக்கு. எல்லா சயின்ஸும் இருக்கு. So therefore, other awards also. Therefore, that is called OAEM 2TO prize. So therefore, other awards also. Therefore, okay, that is called OAEM prize excellence teams. So finally, for Indian Noor citation days, I skipped many of them, not the these not completely. So finally, your name must get introduced one day. Noor, I can't solve. So at least one of your names, if not many, must find a name in this top 100 level, top 100 HNX. Your name will be okay. Find a name in this. Top 100 level. Popular index all these things. Impact factor example, I have told you what is impact factor, how it is computed. Impact factor is the version impact factor is based on publications, citations received by the articles published in the 2 years, preceding 2 years. Everything divided by number of articles published. Method 2 years. இது வந்து மாதம் போட மாட்டாங்க, வாரம் போட மாட்டாங்க. அப்படி போட்டாக்க டிபாக்கல் சொல்லுவாங்க. இதுதான் என் காதில் விழுந்தது. போட மாட்டாங்க, வாரம் போட மாட்டாங்க. So these are some journals in the economic social science area. These are some journals. Elementary. Now we are going to the last slide. Thank you. Now we are going to the last slide. So hope you had some pleasant time, valuable time. So the presentation. Hope you had some. If you have questions, I can answer. If I don't, valuable time.
So thank you, Professor. I think there are a lot of questions out there in the chat box. So what we can do next, can we go in right now, process, or we can take one question right now, sir? And the remaining questions I will compile, and as I said, I will send it to you, sir. We can get the answer. Sir, one Madam Revati, she has asked that, sir, if you publish a research article in Scopus, that will be available in the journal. But if you check my author name in Scopus, it is not displaying in the journal. Why, sir?
So this is a technical question. So let us find an answer for that. Maybe I have been told if it is a special volume, it is not. Let us find that it is a special volume, not as the calendarized volume. The name is not a special volume. This is what that complained about. I know that. Special volume. We have to find an answer. Calendarized volume. The name is not a special volume. For special volumes, this happens.
So we got some earlier questions also, but as I said, shall I compile and yeah, that can be. So we got some earlier questions. So really, we had a very, very great session, sir. அதில் நீங்க ஒரு வார்த்தை சொன்னீங்க, நம்ம விட யார் பெரியவங்களா இருக்காங்களோ அவங்க கிட்ட thesis கொடுங்க, அப்பதான் நம்ம முறை நமக்கு தெரிய வரும். ஸோ அதே போல தான் இங்கேயும் பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னா, நாங்க எல்லாமே ஒரு சிப்ளிங் ஸ்டேஜ், பட்டிங் ஸ்டேஜ்ல இருந்துட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸோ வாட் எவர் திங்ஸ் ஃப்ளோ, நீங்க என்னெல்லாம் நீங்க வந்து ஷேர் பண்ணீங்களோ, இன்ஃபேக்ட் அந்த இதில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அவங்க எல்லாரும் நிறைய ஒரு என்லைட்டிங்கா இருந்தது. எங்க நான் இருந்தேன்னு ஒரு குழப்பமா இருந்தது. ஃப்ரம் ஹியர் ஐ வில் பி மூவிங் இன் டைரக்ஷன் அப்படின்ட்டுலாம் ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு வைப்ரேஷன் seen in the chat box. Definitely, as a learner perspective, we are very happy to ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு மென்டார் கிட்ட இருந்து இவ்வளவு இன்புட் கிடைச்சது. Really, we are very blessed to have that. So suddenly, இதெல்லாம் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா டெஃபினட்டா we would like to put எல்லாமே ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியல. அட்லீஸ்ட் கொஞ்சமாச்சும் உள்ளுக்குள்ள கொடுத்தா கொஞ்சம் ப்ரோக்ரெசிவாக we assured that, sir. We assured that. About 2 hours மேல வந்து இவ்வளவு எனர்ஜெட்டிக்கா இருந்தது அப்படிங்கிறது ட்ரூ டீச்சருடைய சிம்பிள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இதுதான். என்ன கமிட்டடா அது ஷேர் டெலிவர் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இவர் சூப்பரா தரத்துக்கு ஒரு எனர்ஜியா பிக்கப் பண்ணீங்க சார். ஸோ ரியலி ஆன் பிகாப் ஆல் த பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட்ஸ் and all the பிகாப் university, we extend our wholehearted thanks to you, sir, for sharing all your inputs to us. So in future too, we want to have further more guidance on some of the different topics or different dimensions we want to have your service to us. In future,
yesterday I presented from another dimension.
Oh, great, sir, great, sir.
My home in Canada, I am also my home in I stayed overnight there. So I was sending from my home. So this evening I will be able to so wish you all happy Deepavali.
Thank you, Professor. We also wish the same to you, Professor. Thanks for being with us, Professor. Yes, Professor. Shall we wind up the session with Professor? Yes, thank you, Professor. Thank you. Thanks for being with us. Thank you. Yes, Professor. Shall we wind up? And I express sincere thanks to all the participants. Now I go for the formal vote of thanks. Really, I am very much thankful to our university authorities, particularly Vice Chancellor, Sir, for initiating this concept and also for giving all sort of administrative and moral support to run this workshop. So for past 4 workshops we have been done for the supervisor scholars, and really it was eye-opening for every one of us who have been part of this workshop. So for this, I will express sincere thanks to our nodal authorities. And as for this session concerned, we express sincere thanks to both of our resource person, Dr. L. F. Ganesh sir, who had handled the first session, and again our Dr. M. Selvan sir, who had given lot of insights and inputs for all of us. So on behalf of all the university, for your research call, yes, please.
Before you complete,
yes, sir.
the first slide second one is Arabic number 2 D second. I used Roman letter the second. First second அப்புறம் ரெண்டு பேர் வேணும் தான் போட்டேன். இந்த mistake Roman letter. Okay.
So thank you very much, sir, for on behalf of all the participants. Sincere thanks to you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And also we express sincere thanks to all the participants for really probably as we promised in the start of the session, when you are going back, you'll be carrying something with you. Maybe in the form of knowledge or skill or some motivation or some strategy, something you'll be carrying with you. That is the outcome we are expecting out of such a professional development workshop. And as both resource persons are rightly pointing out, networking is the more crucial one for excelling in the research. So in that angle, this will be a good platform, and in future too, we'll be continuing to do so such workshop. In that we need your continued support and cooperation like this. So on behalf of Periyar University and a coordination desk, we express sincere thanks to all the participants who made your learning fruitful. So thank you.
Thank you, Subramaniam Bharati.
Yes,
So your
Professor.
name is a great name. So the quite name.
Thank you.
Excellent in the presentation.
Thanks for once I may thank all the participants. I request the participant to fill the attendance form which is we are pasting in the chat box, and you'll be getting the certificate. Whatever data you are putting it there, so take some care to fill the form and please submit it as soon as possible. Okay, so with this, we are very happy to wind this professional development workshop, and once I may extend all the sincere thanks to authorities, resource persons, and all the participants. So thank you, yes, thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And whoever fills the attendance form, you can leave the. Thank you, meeting. Thank you. And whoever fills the attendance form, you can leave the. Meeting. Thank you. And dear participants, some of you are asking for feedback session, but we are not gone for feedback form, only attendance. Only attendance for certification. Maybe in the future course, this is only start, but we can have some other feedback survey at we can have attendance at a stage. Or even you can give your open feedback through email also, that we will accept it. Thank you. Or even you can give your open feedback through email also, that we will accept it. Thank you.